Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afrodamus Report. Sorry, I accidentally clicked off. I was going to give my comments on from President Trump's announcement, because earlier, a lot of people, pundits, they were saying, oh, they suspected that Trump is going to announce possibly, waging a new war against Venezuela. As you guys know, he's been doing the hits in the Caribbean, but that's not been the case. But something stood out to me, because I've been reading a lot of stuff about a lot of like policy changes. He's talked about mostly immigration, but he pointed out like Somalis in this conversation. So he's not letting the Somali thing go. So a lot of people, not a whole lot, a few people that I've seen even in the comment section, they act like they're like, oh, when you talk about the Somalis, that means that you hate them or you're obsessed with them. No, you are fooling yourself. You should be thanking me bringing you the actual news. This is why I put up the announcement so people can see it for themselves. Because the sad thing is, a lot of you, not all, but a lot of people like that think that, okay, if they pretend like this is not happening, so therefore it will go away. And when I give the news to you, I'm actually doing you a favor. I'm not here to try to disparage you or make you feel any type of way, because you can clearly see the president of the country, he's not letting things go. He's the one with the power. And if he is focused on a particular group, that's not good. I mean, I can see if it's like in a positive direction, but then you have, even other like black people, like the FBA types, because I've seen them do that with the, Hispanics as well. They would tell themselves, oh, there's Hispanics begging us to come and help them. It's like the main character syndrome. Like, this doesn't make any type of sense whatsoever. Like, but then you have others who are laughing. But I don't think a lot of these people are assessing what is actually going on, the type of changes that are happening. Because if you look at it throughout like 2020 till now, they've been, like especially 2020, they've changed a lot of stuff, all in the name of saying what happened to George Floyd. So they've released a bunch of criminals, repeat offenders, and these people obviously they can't, help themselves because they keep committing these crimes. And at some point, because it seems like a freebie, think about it this way. It's like you're thrown a freebie. If you're a criminal who's been serving time and they let you out, so that's like giving you the freebie to come out here and try to do something with yourself. But I get it. I see what, especially in the democratic cities, what they are doing. They are letting out people who are chronically criminals. Like, these people, for whatever reason, they can't help themselves. They have to somehow commit crimes. So, I mean, it's one of those things, politicians create the problem and then act like you're solving, you're being the solution. But it looks like things got out of hand. They didn't expect Trump to come back and stop these issues. And so a lot of these people running around, they think they're like, oh yeah, look at what is happening to the Somalis. No, 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 no. I mean, think about communities of people that have criminals, filled with criminals. What do you think is coming your way? I mean, I mean, it can be good, especially looking at how they are ramping up law enforcement. So that goes for people who are actually criminals and people who try to back criminals. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. It doesn't matter if you were born here or your ancestors have been here, 50 million years. Um, I mean, he's like, nah, man, we are tired of this. We are putting a stop to it. And obviously, when I speak on like this Somali thing, I bring the news and also try to wisen some of their people up because they are going out in social media antagonizing, white people, American, other American people, talking about they've been promised this land. I get it. Some of them might think they are trolling, but I don't think this is a good time for that. Like, this is pretty serious. I mean, even if they feel like nothing's gonna happen to them, but what about the rest of their other people? Especially the ones who don't know English, who don't understand what is actually happening in this country. So that's a pretty damning thing, and I think that's foolish of them to do things like that because that's not helping. And also, even Ilhan Omar, the representative, um, she, I don't know who's advising her or used to. She is definitely not wise. She's not wise. Um, the route that she was taking and expressing so much anger, and I get it. I don't believe that majority of Somalis share that sentiment, but considering that her constituencies, the people majority that voted for her are those people as well. You see, so exactly and I see it, I can clearly see it, like the way things are going. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets pushed out of Congress, get denaturalized, because last time, I saw documents floating around, and they are showing this, saying that it's the evidence proof that in fact she married her own brother, you know, so that the brother can become a US citizen. And on the US law, that's grounds, for you to be denaturalized. And also being a communist, openly being communist, another person that I also think they, like, I don't know how they're gonna go about it, but Mamdani, Mamdani can also be denaturalized because he openly professed being a communist. I mean, like I'm telling you, like I became a U.S. citizen. I naturalized, and I know for a fact. I remember like reading, like there are reading the document, and it clearly states, conditions that would make the law. It gives the law the power to denaturalize you, and being a communist is one of them. Because like I was seeing like Mamdani openly saying this, and I was like, wait a minute, did they change the law? Well, I went and checked. They did not change it. It's still the same. So this is not even on technicality. I don't know if that's coming, but they have enough grounds to denaturalize him according to the US naturalization laws. Um, of course, Ilhan Omar, there is you know enough evidence according to the US law, even from her own speeches, the things she's openly said. um I don't know why she was saying those things, um but in a way I think she might be like a CIA asset. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but she's not acting just on her own. That's for sure. Um, that's for sure. Because, and also another thing I've been investigating to see, I know that Ilhan Omar, she uses the narrative of you know um coming from a refugee background, refugee camp. But I I learned something. I don't know how true this is. Some Somalis might help confirm or deny this story. So she comes from elite family, because you guys know, like Somalia, you know, for Somalia to fall, the country, when they had Siad Barre, he became a, I think, socialist, pretty much like a communist. So Ilhan Omar's family, I guess her father they are from the high echelon families. So the people that the actual Somali refugees were running away from, they were running away from them, because they are the elites. But this is what I came across. So I'm not sure how, if the story is for sure. I have not fully confirmed it, because there's a lot of information that is floating out there. But in the long run, it will all come to hit. So the big announcement, I was thinking, Trump was going to announce that he's going to be starting a war with Venezuela. I mean, that one doesn't even need an announcement, because that's already ongoing. You guys do know that, right? Let me see. American, Somalia and Gambia, some same thing to real Americans. Man, you're you you are sitting here. I don't know why you think it's important to you know uh put that out there, just because might be same to you. I mean, that doesn't make it so, and there's nothing wrong with that. And when you sit here, doesn't mean that it's all Somalis that are involved in this. So and you're one of those people that get upset when people blanket all black people, as like when they point at criminals, when they say, oh, black, you're like, oh no, it's not all black people. But here you are, making those blanket, labelings. So if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones, because When people return the stones, your glass house is going to shatter, and you know this. Um, yeah, it said Nigeria, Senegal, Tanzania, Tonga, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Yeah, there are. I think even Gambia is on that list. Eritrea. Um, I think even Ivory Coast. There are several countries, but um, I think for Nigeria, they have like the partial, but they might as well just say, "Hey, they're banning, you know, all of them," because because people don't realize there is like different categories of visas. Some people have like the tourist visa visiting, or HB1 visa, which is for work. And by the way, I believe they are terminating that for India as well. And you have the F1 visa. So majority of Nigerians, they come here, they go to school. So obviously, Trump said for security reasons, he's going to terminate that. And to be honest, though, can you blame Trump? Because if you look at it, even the Nigerian government themselves, they are saying that like there is lack of security in Nigeria. Um, People are getting kidnapped. Kidnapping is like a business, right? So they put that out there. So, so at some point, people are going to be like, okay, wait, you got a country that is not supposed, it's not at war. Their government cannot even handle stuff, which, by the way, Nigeria, the government there, they are now presenting themselves more as like the full, like the sellouts of West Africa, or Africa as a whole. I don't know if you guys heard, like a couple of days ago, I saw like a Nigerian senator made an announcement, like it's a threat, saying that they would take military action against Burkina Faso. So Burkina Faso is part of the AES. Those three countries, they removed themselves from ECOWAS. So those countries, Mali, uh, Niger, and Burkina Faso, they formed their own alliance. So Nigeria, because these countries, they're French colonies, former French colonies, they kicked the French out. I've done those shows here. So meaning, like the French were oppressing these countries, um, collecting colonial tax even today. So that's oppression. You would think Nigeria and the other countries would band together and support those countries and say, all right, man, it's one blackness. But no, Nigeria, their president, when he came in, Tinubu, he's like, he was talking about how they were gonna take military action against Niger at the time. So those other two countries, Mali and Niger, Burkina Faso, said, "Hey, you touch one, you're touching all of us." So the Nigeria did the a bunch of talk, but they shut off their light, because their electricity was coming from there. So they shut it off. I was blown by that. Like I never thought, honestly, like I would see that. And also, of all the things that black people, like the Africans who talk about pan-Africanism and going against quote unquote white supremacy, white imperialism, they watch Nigeria helping the French, right? Nigeria is an English speaking country. So they kicked the French out, but the French gained Nigeria. So Nigeria's president, man, have been visiting France. I mean, since he came to power, he's been visiting them so many times, right? And that's not normal. When you see a president like himself physically going visiting, they visiting with each other. That means, they don't want any, the communication they are having for anyone to hear it, because when presidents they are talking on the phone, all that's all on record, it's recorded. But Nigeria's President Tinubu, you know has been going meeting Macron. People are like, oh yeah, Macron lived in Nigeria before. But to me that sounds so crazy, like, because if your neighbors, especially the things that Africans talk about, or they say Pan-Africanism, and see, the European colonize, they see them as colonizers. So for Nigeria to cozy up to France, you know, I think we are at the stage that Kwame Nkrumah said, towards the final stage of neocolonialism, which is what is happening. He said the final stage would be that, it would no longer be the European forces, directly getting involved. you know um they would have their own proxy, like prop up like an African nation. So that African nation would be the attack dog for the colonialists. I think that's the stage we are in, because Nigeria, they just signed, they call it joint security deal with France, and they are seating, big huge airplane somehow found its way into Burkina Faso, deep into Burkina Faso, in a place called Bobo Julaso. And they captured it. It's still there. They downed the plane. So at first, the excuse that the Nigerian officials gave was, um, oh, they had an emergency. The plane was flying, going to Portugal. Apparently, they said they had some mechanical stuff to go take care of there. But Portugal came out and said that's not so. So they had 11 crew members. So this airplane is, one of those huge military planes. So those military planes are transporters, and also collecting information. So anything you need in a battlefield, so they would like fly in and like drop it. So it looks like that's what the Nigerian plane was doing. The Burkina Faso, they did not come out though and tell the world what they found, but they are holding on to it. So now you got the Nigerian senator talking about, instead of um, humbling themselves down, he's like, they would have to take military action against Burkina Faso. I truly believe that, that plane um, was definitely, because was there to supply maybe the quote unquote jihadists inside that territory, and going all the way where it went. I think they were planning on an attack against those countries. So now those three countries, because they formed their own alliance, the AES, their leader is Assimi Goita. He gave a statement, and the statement now is, next time if any plane flies into their airspace without permission, they would, drop it. So that's the stage, this is. So that's why if you look at it now, you're not gonna hear none of these African countries like in the past. They would have been like, oh, let's band together and, go against Trump. But that's not gonna happen. How's that gonna happen when Nigeria have openly stood out, willing to go fight, fellow African nations who have kicked out the French? I mean, guys, picture that. Who would have thought it would come to this? So that's what's happening. And Nigeria itself cannot even, I know they can, but they're not handling the Boko Haram in their own country. And when the French said they were leaving Niger and Mali, when they got kicked out, there was rumors, and there was rumors that the French are gonna gather up in Nigeria, and with the way things are looking, I mean, the evidence is pointing to that. So, so it looks like these African nations, all that fake kumbaya is all out the door. All that Pan Africanist talk, because I mean, the largest black country there, Nigeria, which should have been the big brother, is in fact in bed with the colonialists, France. And Tinubu, you know, if you look at his last name, during back in the days, they had a famous slave trader, Madame Tinubu. She was one of the biggest slave traders on that coast. I think he's related to Madame Tinubu because they of I think they truly are related. I'm not making this up. So we're seeing a lot of stuff happening. And also like Nigeria went to Benin. They said they went there to foil a coup. But what most people also don't understand, in a way, yes, Nigeria helped. They were acting on behalf of France, but Nigeria was also, protecting their own interests. Because you see, Benin is a small country, but their location is very, very, important and strategic, because Nigeria gets majority of its imports, like their cargoes come to Benin. A lot of Nigerians ship to Benin, and then they go and get their, the goods, and then drive to back to Nigeria. So in Benin, their President Talon, the guy, he was known as the Cotton King. He made his money from cotton. The guy is like over 400 million. That's how much he's worth. I mean, this is before he became president. But the people in Benin don't like him. So for me, I think he knows like the sentiment, like the people want him gone. And I believe like there was going to be some, real coup happening. But from what I've been seeing now, I'm seeing that the French technique, even though we all know, coups happen in West Africa a lot, especially. But I think some of these coups are fake, just like in Guinea-Bissau. Have you guys heard about what happened in Guinea-Bissau? So this is everything I'm saying here. This is why I'm tying it to why Trump is going to fully succeed in taking out these countries one by one. There's no way these countries can come together, because there's a lot of backstabbing that is happening. Because if like Nigeria openly is against three of these countries, now they're talking military action. They are like, if you don't return our plane, they said we should go take military action. Like, dude, like international law says you are wrong. You cannot fly into any country's airspace without announcing and getting permission from them, especially a military plane. That's no, to drop supplies. You can't do that. Like, that's illegal. So clearly something is off there. Exactly, AB. Fake unity. So that fake unity, the veil have been lifted. The veil have been lifted. So I mean, I'm not calling for it, but I wouldn't be surprised in the next coming years or less, you see like a huge all out war. Because I'm shocked, like Nigeria is talking about this. But you see, when Trump said they are gonna go into Nigeria with guns blazing, oh man, they were crying, talking about, oh, we are a sovereign nation. So it's like, I think they are in for a big uh surprise, because I think Nigeria believe like they are the big dogs out there. I think they believe they can, take these people militarily. But these three countries, these Sahel countries, these people have been fighting wars in that desert for years now. So they are battle tested, they are battle ready. I get that, like Nigeria went to Liberia and Sierra Leone, but that's not even real conventional army. It's like fighting ragtag rebels. And even then, at that time, Nigeria's army was strong. They had a hard time with, fighting, those rebels, the child soldiers, majority were child soldiers. They even had a hard time, defeating them. Much more, you know, battle hardened, Sahelian military, and also I believe like there's tons of, there are citizens who are not down with the program, so that's why you're not hearing anything about, the Africans talk, being outraged, saying, oh, we can't believe Trump is banning us, um, because this is what is happening out there in Africa. The leaders themselves have become, they are the actual oppressors. Let's just be real. Like, it's no longer, you can no longer make the excuse about white supremacy or try to blame Trump. Like right now, I'm telling you, like as we speak, even next week, if the United States decides and they go out there and start bombing Nigeria, I promise you, from what is happening, you will see a lot of Africans quiet. They won't condemn it. I'm telling you, like I'm seeing the, that feeling online. And also some of the Nigerians, the videos that they are putting out there, being arrogant, speaking about this like it's a football match, talking about, yeah, Burkina Faso, if they know what's best for them, they better return this plane, because we would come in, Nigeria is gonna come in there, pretty much like what the United States told them. They're gonna come there and, clear that country within 5 days. So now other Nigerians are thinking to themselves, they're like, wait a minute. So Nigeria, you have the capability to go and fight or threaten to fight other countries, but you can't even fight these Boko Haram people here. So I think, they are in for a rude of awakening, because I I don't think, it's gonna go the way they think it's going to go if they decide to go to war with these countries. Um, these countries are out there. They're like, yeah, man, pull up, player. We're out here. We're waiting. You've been talking, all this mess, and you're not pulling up. So now the problem is the visa problem. I think it's going to affect. I mean, in a way, right? In a way, I like that Trump is doing that ban, because those politicians, they do not care about the ordinary citizens. Because if you look at it, they can just, you know, leave the country, come to the United States, to the West. So I like that the West is shutting the doors down, because that's going to force these people to actually do their job, to understand that, like, hey, I can't just steal from the people and run away, take the money, come and invest it over here in America, buying houses, or like, so that would change a lot of that. Another place that they put the visa restriction on is Eritrea. Eritrea, that, as far as their government officials, I don't think they care. Places like that, I don't think they care about it. Um, Maybe they are citizens that leave, but Eritrea is like it's like the North Korea of Africa. Um, their leader, he doesn't care. Another place is what's the name? Djibouti. Djibouti. Let's see, Americans. They thought they were going to take over. Now they are overtaken. Yeah, I mean, look, man, American, you got me there, man. Remember, I did the show, man. I said, the Somalis are taking over. I thought they were taking over, but man, it looks like Trump is like, nah, man. You, uh, you guys can, you better forget that dream. You know, I mean, damn, these Somalis got me over here. Did all that nice show about how they're taking over and making FBA cry. It didn't even take much longer after I did the video. Within months, man, Trump just unleashed on the Somalis. He's like, yeah, yeah, you all talking about this place was promised to you 3,000 years ago. Nah, man, I'm about to kick you all out of here. So, I mean, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, man. It's definitely not looking good. I don't know, how far things are gonna go, but that's where it's at, and you know what? I suspect something. I think, you know, Trump kind of left out the Venezuela thing, because what he did was he put the drug transporters, he made them terrorists. He put them on the terror list. So, the president, once he declares a group as terrorists, he doesn't need, Congress to approve of any strikes, because he's the commander in chief. He can just strike them. So that's what he's doing. I think he left that out in his announcement, because if he had announced that he's going full blown war on Venezuela, people are gonna go against it, because he ran on, ending all wars, and he is also bringing peace, bringing people to the table to discuss peace. So if he himself announces a war that he can easily avoid, that's not gonna look good. So I think that's why he sort of left that out. But guys, in the chat, do you guys think Trump banning, these African nations, do you guys think that's a good thing? Like, do you think this would finally force the politicians out there, to actually start focusing on doing the right thing? Or do you guys think he's just targeting them? In fact, some of it, I'll tell you a secret, and you guys know, like, I support Trump, right? But I think, let's say places like Gambia, you know, he's banning Gambia and other places, Sierra Leone. You know why? Because they voted in the UN, they voted for Palestine to be its own sovereign country. So I think these countries are being punished for that. And look, I don't I don't blame Trump, like, because for instance, like, if you have the power, if you have the power over, other people, and they're not listening to you, yeah, you can actually put remedies on them. I mean, that's just how the world works, whether it's right or wrong. But I mean, who gets to decide that, right? I mean, because the people can say this is wrong all we want, oh, but that's not going to change it. Nightingale said, not really. Africans will find other countries to go to. Yeah, that's what I that's what I believe too. K11 said, all you had to do was take some deportees and you'd have avoided this ban. I didn't. He banned Ghana. You know what, K11, you're right. You're right. But K11, you gotta remember, like, Gambia is a small place, and if the if the government if the government approves of that, it's not gonna be good. St. James said AES is put on full travel ban list. Yes, yeah. Actually, you know what, guys? I'm gonna drop the link. It's a open discussion. Uh, you can bring in any topic, you know, within limits. Oh yeah, all the AES countries are also, fully banned. So Trump is like, look, man, you all can stay right there together in Africa. So I mean, it is time then for African nations to stop with the fake kumbaya and actually mean it. You know, I mean, maybe France can give open a lot of visas to Nigerians now, since you know Tinubu is in bed with them. So they can give them a lot of visas to go there. I'm sure a lot of Nigerians would be happy to have that. I have the link in the chat. If guys hit the link, if you can talk about, what do you think about the Nigerian plane flying into Burkina Faso and now making threats to them. And if you want to talk about, you know, um, the Minneapolis, Trump raids, we're open to that as well. Or you want to talk about, your Pan African stuff, it's open as well. St. James, welcome to the Afridamus report. African stuff that's
Oh, thanks for having me, Alpha Diamonds. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, got you.
St. James, I was talking about, a Nigerian senator, you know, who openly made a military threat against AES, Burkina Faso, said if they don't return the plane, they're gonna come in, pretty much guns blazing. That's your country. What do you think?
Have you seen the latest development from that situation?
No, I have not. What
Oh,
changed?
okay. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs from Nigeria is in Burkina Faso right now. So,
Okay.
he did apologize for what happened, and he said they distanced himself from the statement that was made from one of the senators. That's the newest development. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's smart of the Nigerian government taking that
Right.
route, because
Right.
I mean, that senator, he
Mhm.
he he was reckless with that. you
Right,
know. So,
they took care of that, but they did acknowledge that they enter into our airspace without proper protocol. They did acknowledge that, so that's the beginning of something. I don't know what's going to transpire, but that's what they said.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Trump travel bans on these African countries?
To be honest, okay. To be honest with you, I just found out about as it relate to AES. I just found out 2 hours ago,
Yeah.
and as I have seen the list and the country, but I was hoping to see more of the reason being made why certain countries are being put on the list. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe I need to look somewhere
Like
else.
like which ones?
Okay, for the I was focused on the AES, and the other
Oh,
ones,
okay.
yeah. For the other
Well,
ones,
there's plenty.
I
But
just scroll through others, but so what's the reason as far as Nigeria being put on the list?
security
Okay,
reasons.
okay.
Yeah.
I think for us it's going to be the same reason, security reason or whatever. But I believe 2 months ago, um, they removed their consulate from Burkina to Togo, and Togo being put on the list. I'm kind of confused, but because 2 months ago they
Yeah.
said anybody that's applying for visa from Burkina Faso has to travel to Togo for visa. Now Togo is being put on the list. I kind of don't understand exactly.
Well, I'm surprised even
Yeah,
Senegal. I
yeah.
saw even Ivory Coast on there. Like I was,
Yeah. So
yeah,
everybody's gonna get it. So I mean, it's about that time that we find a balance, right? I'm not here thinking about reactionary response, but I do believe putting the countries in a full travel ban, that means something is not working between the two, right? So I
right.
just want to further analyze the situation and give you a better response. I do believe that the AES statement is not gonna take too long. I mean, you're gonna see it, and if the first said we have to fix certain things, which I agree, any country can make that request, right? If they feel like there is lax, and the way that you guys are giving visa to people is not up to the standards. I agree with that. Countries should work towards fixing those situations. But I mean, a full travel ban means something that didn't work between the two, right? So it is
Yeah,
within
and
his right. Is within his right to make those
so, but
announcements. But I don't know.
Senye, like Somalia, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And even Ethiopia.
Mhm,
They also had like the TPS.
mhm,
President Trump removed it, but we
mhm,
did not hear any commotion about the Ethiopians, making noise. Why was it noisy with the Somalis? They all had the same condition.
mhm. Well, I mean,
Well, even in
TPS,
Trump's speech today,
right,
the country that he hit openly was Somalis.
right, right, right.
So in a way, to be fair,
Mhm.
they have every right to make a lot of noise.
Right, right, right. TPS, like it says, right?
Yeah,
Temporary.
yeah,
So it is temporary. So anyone that believe this is going to be a long term thing because of the Democrat, they are waking up to the reality of it. It is temporary. They accept you within the country, from a specific set of time. If that time expire and your country is deemed um, livable, well, you have to go back. You can't you can't stay here forever. It's temporary. So them complaining, I don't think that it's like, yeah, I mean, they can be sad about it, but that's what it is. TPS means TPS. That's what it means.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Let's bring in Judah too. Judah, welcome to the Afredamus report. Man, Judah, who's that with that pepper eye, the fiery eye?
Hey, I forget what's going on.
Not much. Judah, who's this nice looking guy in that picture?
That's me, man.
Nah, that's not you. We've seen you before. That's not you. I know that. I know what you look
Um,
like.
that was good. St.
So,
James.
so Judah, what's your take on what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, hey, St. James, what's up, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. It's been a minute, man. What's up with you?
Yeah, chilling. Um,
You okay?
yeah, what is happening around Africa and what is happening in the United States? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Um,
What do you think about what Trump said, man? He want to kick the Somalis out, man, and the Somalis said this land, Minneapolis was
ye-
promised to them, man, and they said they ain't going nowhere. They are home, and that's that for them, you know.
Mm, I think 2 weeks ago, not 2 weeks, I think few months ago, I was in Minnesota, Minneapolis,
Yeah,
and their headquarter is what they call Brooklyn Park,
yeah,
and
Brooklyn Park.
I remember back in the days we used to drive down that axis and clubs be banging all the Somalian shops because most of the time you don't see them in ordinary like jobs. They create their own small shops and all of that
Right.
stuff, and they hang their flags around the place and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I just a few months ago when I think I was there, October, late in the middle of October. I mean, these guys are just indoors, man. It looks like a dead city. Nothing is popping. Apartments are now cheaper over there. Things.
Judah, are
These
you
guys
like
are
hiding? Are
running.
you hiding? Are you hiding from somebody? We-
Why?
Are you? You sound like you're like hiding in a
Oh,
basement,
oh
or
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is, these guys. Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you now. I
Oh,
mean, you sound like
oh,
you're. Somebody said, "Is that Judah's bedroom voice?" We're
so,
wondering like what's
what I'm
going
saying,
on here.
what I'm saying is, you drive around, the whole area is like everywhere is locked down. Look, this is the thing, like when you have people, especially Africans for that matter,
Yeah,
um, mm, eh, when you start doing things, start talking around, and then they start gonna dig deep into the things that we do. Because I know a lot of Africans, right? They invade taxes. Most of Africans, most of these guys, um they work underneath the table and all of that stuff. So they don't actually pay taxes. Most of them marry to their own family members in order to have things
Oh,
like that.
that's
So
another thing
the,
Trump said he's going to look at, like
the,
the people that do
the,
like the fake marriage and stuff.
exactly, right? Because you have a lady in the House of Congress who is not shutting her mouth down and all
Yeah,
of that stuff. So now,
yeah, Ilhan
and
Omar.
these are the things that exist in the African community. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
but Judah,
seen it.
when you say most, though, I mean, I don't think it's most Africans. Most Africans,
It's most
they work for companies.
it's just that things haven't been exposed. Even during the COVID-19, a lot of misappropriation of funds were taken. Africans were claiming that they have 10 to 20 employees, and
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
I saw someone that
it's,
they did send somebody to prison, in Minneapolis for that. And
right,
there
right.
were
So
like some there's a lot of FBAs also who went to prison for that
mhm.
already.
Right. So now, the things that these guys were underlooking, they are now overlooking on these things, right? They underlook, they thought it was okay, but now because of what is happening, they are overlooking. And now people are getting their eyes. These guys that tells you that, you see, and this is the thing that I tell Africans. Africans are telling you that Africa is good. But now when their ass is being sent back home, they are crying, talking about, oh, no, I'm not going back. I mean, that's why I always tell people, in Africa, no matter what you say, it's an asshole
So
place.
Judah, do you
Things
think
are not there.
President Trump is being evil by doing this to the Somalis and banning
No,
Africans?
not at all. Not at all. They should even ban the whole Africans from coming to this country. What is stopping you guys from fixing Africa? instead to run away to the country that you find yourself. I mean, if you find yourself in a country called United States, you have to take away your religion and you know
Yeah.
pay allegiance to the United States of America. You don't bring your culture and superimpose in the place where you find yourself. I cannot go to
Yeah.
Somalia today
Yeah.
and because
That's true.
I cannot go to Somalia today. Me that I eat pork, I like walking on the beach with my chest out, probably in a hot weather. But those
Yeah,
guys over there
but
wouldn't let me be. I
Judah,
might get.
Judah, in Somalia, the Somali guys walk around on the beach with their chest
No,
out
no,
too.
no, I mean, I love seeing my women walk around exactly as I do, with
Yeah, you
bikinis.
can do that in
Somalis don't let
Somalia.
that. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you see, that is our religion that we grew up in. But in Somalia, they cannot let you do that. Even if they see you, you might not live you might not live to see the next day. You might get, BOMB, the next morning. So we cannot go over there and impose our own culture or our own religion or our own lifestyle. I had a friend that wanted to go to Somalia and open a liquor store, but they couldn't let him open a liquor store, and he asked why. He said because the rules and regulation of that country do not allow people to drink or open liquor store. So the guy, but when they come to United States, they want to open their own mosques, do their own things, and you see, you live in a
So they should
freedom land, but you don't want to give
so they should
freedom
be banned,
to
huh?
other people. Yeah, of course, that's what Americans are complaining. How come you come into this country and you are able to feel free, open your mosques, open your own shops, the things you do, the way you dress, yet I cannot go into your own country and dress, and feel free and relax, and open a prostitution club or a strip club over there. How come I cannot do that? I mean, this American lifestyle is embedded in their own religion. A religion just doesn't mean that it has to come from Muhammad or from God. I mean, people can write their own religion and stick by it. Their own culture can be their own religion.
But
So
now,
how come I cannot go over there and do that?
Judah, the place is not stable. How are they gonna send them there?
Mm, Come on, who is gonna fix it?
Yeah, that's true.
Americans
Can you
are.
imagine? Somalia has the longest coastline.
Yeah, but the
Man,
people are just
can
too.
you imagine if that place is stable and they build that? It would be
Bro,
one
if
of the
that place,
nicest places in the world.
exactly. I mean, turn it into Vegas, but because of
Yeah.
their myopic mindset, they believe in a God that has never developed that area. What the God is only encouraging them is to bomb each other around and do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why when I look at Africans, I just believe that God, there was something that happened with us. We lacked the foresight. It seems like certain IQ, certain uh, we are missing something in us.
So Judah, do you think like maybe like America, for example, right? They should do like an exchange, like let's say middle of America somewhere, give that state to Somalis, and America takes over Somalia and build that coastline. But they can't have no power over the place
Bro,
anymore.
bro, when I tell you that the black man in general has never built something fruitful, you think I'm lying, right? If you give that country to a white man within 3 to 4 years, they will turn it around and it will become a paradise, and you will start seeing Africans fleeing into that country. A black man does not know how to run this country. There's a mayor that they elected, I think, not in New York. The one in New York is an Indian, but I think there's a mayor that was elected in one of these eastern state. I don't know if he's Vermont, but the guy is from Somalia, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you talk? No, he's not a mayor. Um, are you talking about Rhode Island?
Yeah, Rhode Island.
Yeah, he was in a mayor. I think was it the guy that they caught, for fraud?
Yeah, it might be right, but
Yeah, he's not a mayor.
every time he was interviewed, he was talking about you know, he's talking about Somalia, and Americans are asking him. I think he's a mayor. They are asking him.
He's a
You,
male. I
I
kind of
think
saw the story, but
yeah. But they are asking him. You came into this country, and they gave you powers, and they elected you in America for you to govern this country and make things good for the citizens of this country. And
right,
every time you are talking about Somalia and Somalia, yes, you're Somalian descent, but if you want to focus on and then move back to Somalia and fix your country instead of you know, instead of focusing on the people that elected you and do what you have to do for the county that you in, you focus. So this is the thing. I think this kind of people need to be shipped back to Africa. You know, because me as a
but
person,
Judah, what, like, Judah, in your thing, why would anyone want to run for office and then, you know, here in America, you're given the opportunity, but then you keep talking about the land you came from? Like, what
how
do you
does
think
that
is going
concern
on
us?
in their head?
Exactly. I mean, it's just some doo-doo kind of, miss. I just don't know, man. Look, I won't lie to you. I've been a Trump person. You won't. There's nothing you can tell me. His
Right.
first tenure, it was a good thing for me. His
Yeah,
second tenure, we are still around. So I believe that as a strong citizen of this country, you have to protect your people first.
that's
And
right.
that is if you
But
don't have
Judah,
that.
what if the Africans will call you a sellout
I mean, Africans that are calling it, I mean, calling someone a sellout based on what?
for
Based
loving
on
America?
study. There's nothing a sellout. The people that are calling you a sellout are people that are they are doing things wrong in this country. So they are calling you a sellout. A person that has his right mindset, everything is going on with them, wouldn't call you a sellout. But let me talk on what is happening on African continent.
Yeah,
Um,
in Nigeria, did you hear about the Nigerian plane and stuff like that?
yeah, you see, Cameroon
Yeah,
is
what's going on? You're that
it's a
guy.
shit
The opposition is he still in Gambia?
it's a shithole country. The opposition guy ran to Gambia.
Yeah,
Um,
Jude, I've noticed when
another.
I went to Gambia, right? There's a lot of
Mhm.
Cameroonians. What's you guys' connection to Gambia?
Another opposition died in jail. I'll tell you the connection that we have in Gambia, right? And
Uh,
especially the English Cameroonians.
yes, the English
It's
one.
cheaper. Yeah, those are the ones that you see in Gambia. It's cheaper. Law school in Gambia is cheaper than in Cameroon.
Oh,
So because in Cameroon, for you to attend law school, you have to write. I think you have to write the law exams and pass. And most of the time, the Anglophone Cameroonians are not actually given the opportunities to, because the system that they use is the French law on the other side. So we, the
I think
English
they
Cameroonians that
can work.
practice law,
They can work in the government in Gambia too. Maybe that's why.
yeah. So I even have one of my guy there. He worked in the government for like 5 years and then came back to
Is it
Cameroon as a
is it
barrister.
guy?
So
Is it something Ta?
Vitalis, I don't know if you know him.
I think his last name is like something Ta.
There are so many. There are so many.
Yeah, I've met
So
so
mostly
many.
the
I
English
was
guys, I think it's
surprised.
easy. Yeah. Mostly the English guys are there. They get it's easy, and you guys' educational system is so easy compared to Cameroon educational system. And the kind of concourse, most of you guys don't write concourse over there to get into professional, because law school in Cameroon is considered as professional studies. So you have to write concourse because there are a lot of people that are writing it. So only few are chosen. So they run to Gambia and get, in law school, even medical schools as well. But I'm not concentrated on that because that country is not a country that we had an opposition guy that died in power a few days ago, and he said a cane, and the French Cameroonians stood up to to protest against what is going on. So that country is a forgotten country. It's a lost cause.
But Judah,
These are
did you
countries
give
that
up on
shouldn't exist.
Amazonia?
The English Cameroonians call Ambazonian. The war is still kicking in. You know what I'm saying? And right now we have a major problem. Nigeria and Cameroon. There's a lot of issues that is happening. With what is happening in Nigeria is causing. Oh man.
So Judah,
Let, let me let me break it down.
when
So
Trump was gonna go to Nigeria and drop bombs, what did you think about that? I mean, it's still on the table. What do you think about Trump going
it
to
it it
Nigeria and
it,
bombing
it,
the
it
place?
it's still it's still it's still on the table, and I'm advising. I wish Trump can be listening to me, and I'll tell him that
If Trump is
the
listening, what
whole
would you tell
Africa.
him?
I will tell him that the whole Africa is a failed country, and it's because of that failed country that you have immigrants that are running away from Africa to United States. And I wish that he should block all Africans not to come to this country. And also,
He's
if
already
he wanted
doing
to
that.
throw, yeah, he's already doing that. And also, if he wants to throw a bomb, he should do it quick. Nigeria lacked, they lack birth control. A country
You
that
said they
is
lack
fast
what?
increasing with a smaller landmass. The landmass, they lack
Yeah,
child birth control.
yeah.
Birth
You
control
say
is is
birth
is
control?
non-existent in Nigeria. Birth control is non-existent in Nigeria. People are giving birth to 25 kids, 20, 15, give birth like animals. The country is fast increasing, population of over 250 million. And if care is not taken, maybe 280, because I don't think they have done census in the past years. Um, if you look at the landmass of Nigeria, I think Tanzania landmass is bigger than Nigeria, and Tanzania is all vegetation. You look at countries like Congo, DRC have a bigger landmass than Nigeria, and DRC Congo have vegetation. Now, if you look at Nigeria, the whole Nigeria north is desertic, not too, not probably semi-desert. So it's hard to produce crops. I mean, yes, they do, but it doesn't sustain. So it's not something that is being, yearly round. So when it comes to food, most people cannot even afford a square meal in Nigeria. So most of the population are migrating into neighboring countries, Ghana, Benin, Cameroon, all of that stuff. Also with the problems that they're having with Boko Haram's ice swaps, Fulani herdsmen chasing people around, you know, bandit, kidnappers, and all of that stuff. So the lifespan of Nigeria, most of their citizens do not live to see their 45th birthday because either they are being kidnapped, or they are, being bombed in a church, or a lot of different things. So when they migrate, they want to live long so they could actually see their families in the long run and all of that. So there's a big problem that is happening. Now it's affecting Cameroon, overpopulation as well, food safety, this stuff here and there. And what happened in Burkina Faso, it wasn't something that Burkina Faso should take it lightly. Nigeria was coming there as a spy to spy on this country and see what is going on. Because they have a leader, they have a colonizer called France that is what is it, romanticizing or being on the same bed with Tinubu. romancing him to spy on these African countries that are breaking away from France, by giving do you know that France is taking over Nigerian tax reform? They are going
Yeah,
to be the one to
I
start doing
know.
their taxes.
I
So
know
so
that's
so so these are
crazy. That's crazy. They're gonna use
exactly this
the
this
French AI system. Man, Nigeria is done.
you see, these are compensations for a work well done. For you have child that has done something well, you compensate him. So France is doing that. France is also working with Italy to send Nigeria military, aircraft, to satisfy their egos about what is happening. So when you hear Nigerians talk big, is because they are being fortified by European countries. Now, I ask myself, Africans are trying to break away from colonizers, from people that have destroyed your families, separate you guys from your brothers, enslaved you guys, while others are embracing them. Now, I ask again, who is really our enemy? Because my enemy as an African, as a person from Africa, might not be your own enemy, right? It might not be an enemy from a person in the Gambia. So now there's a problem because now there's mixed feelings. Now I cannot see a Nigerian and trust him. I can, a Nigerian person maybe might not see me and trust me. So it, there's not problem going on. There's a cold war in Africa, cold war in a sense that we don't know who is who anymore. We have our brothers that are selling us to the Europeans, and Europeans are unaliving us, and that's a big issue.
Yeah.
And I don't think
Let's
it
bring
will be.
in let's bring in Musa.
Yeah, but
Musa, we'll
I
come
don't
to
think
you.
it will.
We'll
Yeah,
come to you
let
in
me
a minute.
finish. Let
Yeah.
me finish. I don't think it will ever be resolved. So what the Burkina Faso did, instead of allowing that guy to come back and say sorry for what happened, they are not saying sorry. They should have taken more measures and even do a lot of things. So, but Afidemos,
Yeah.
you guys should pray for Africa, because the way Africa is, I don't think it's not a good place. It's not. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Judah. Let's bring in Musa. Hang tight, Judah. Go ahead, Musa. Musa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Afrodamis. Greeting, brother, and greeting to all your panelists and the chat members. You gotta fill me in, Afrodamis.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance like to watch the whole entire show.
Oh yeah, we're talking about I mean, you can talk about any of these major topics that are happening. Trump, banning, majority of the African countries from the coming here. And
Afrodamis, can you list me some of these African countries that our president is banning? Like, I can
yeah,
list them.
Eritrea,
Mhm.
Somalia, Ethiopia, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Gambia, Sierra Leone.
Hold on a second. The Gambia is banning the Gambia.
Yeah, because they wouldn't take the deportees. Um,
Wow,
yeah, yeah.
that is insane, man. I
Djibouti,
didn't expect
even
that.
Ivory Coast is on the list, which is uh,
Wow, that's
Tanzania.
crazy. That's crazy
Yeah,
because uh, Cote d'Ivoire is known like to be a Western supporter, especially to the French, to
right,
French. Wow, this is shocking. I mean, the AES. I mean, we all seen that coming,
right.
But the Gambia and Cote d'Ivoire, that was very unexpected. Wow. Oh, wow. Hmm. That's crazy,
And
man.
also, we're talking about like the Nigerian plane flying into Burkina Faso, and one of their senators was making a threat, talking now they're going to take military action against Burkina Faso.
It's
Yeah,
it's not gonna work out for that, miss. I've seen that, and I think me and St. James like we're going to talk about it the other day on Jazz platform. But Nigeria flying that plane over Burkina Faso on airspace, that they did not. They don't allow you to fly their plane on in the
Oh yeah, and
airspace. So
Musa, before I forget, and also uh, shockingly, Haiti made it to the World Cup. Trump said the team
uh-huh.
is welcome, but the fans cannot come. President Trump he said the fans can come. Well, I guess
Afrodamus, can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you, brother. But allow me to finish, and then I'll pass you the mic. I'll hear my time and give you the mic. But yeah, man, Afrodamis, when it comes to my home country, man, it's the things that's going on the
Well,
ground, man.
Haiti
It's stuff
qualified.
of it's stuff
Haiti
of legend, man.
Haiti
Yeah, go ahead.
qualified to go to the World Cup without playing a game in Haiti. Barbecue
Yeah,
and his boys
yeah.
are hanging out in the stadiums.
Man, listen, Afrodamis, man. I have to share you some of the stuff these people are doing, man. It's like watching like a scary movie. It's like it's a horror film. It's terrible, man. It's like the way they are killing people, like burning people alive, dousing people with gasoline, lighting people on fire. It's insane, man. Man, that country is done. That country is finished. It really is. There is no hope for that country. I'm sorry to say this. I know. Some of our people in Africa they love Haiti, but there is no hope for that
You,
country.
you were in northern Nigeria. You heard what Judah said about Nigeria, right?
Listen. I respect you the perspective, but there's a lot of vegetation in northern Nigeria, and that's what I'm gonna have to say on that. I mean, we can agree and disagree, but there's a lot of vegetation in northern Nigeria. I mean, yes, because of the Sahel, like the area tends to be dry, but there's a lot of vegetation. Yeah, northern Nigeria is literally the food basket of Nigeria. I just wanted him to know that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna hear my
That,
mic and I'm gonna pass it to manufacturing engineering.
Thank
You
you.
were saying yeah, go
Yeah,
go go ahead now, brother. I'm
yeah.
done.
Thank you, brother. Hey guys, how are
yeah,
you?
yeah.
I
What
wanna
I was saying is
let's
that's not true. The
dude,
middle
Judah, bro,
belt,
stop being rude, bro.
the middle belt
Judah,
is might be
stop
the
being rude.
breadbasket.
What is wrong with this? This is why I don't like sometimes.
Hold on, Judah. Let
What's wrong with
manufacturing go.
these? What's wrong with Judah? God, bro.
Go ahead,
Yeah, no, I
manufacturing.
was just saying that the middle belt is the food basket, not the north. I mean, you might be mistaken, but it's okay. Go ahead,
True,
man.
true. The
I don't know
Midwest.
why
You're right.
he's
The Midwest is the Midwest.
parabolating.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead,
Anyway,
manufacturing.
okay. I hope Judah can't interrupt me no more. Okay. So, hi everybody. I hope everyone's doing good. I want to say I am a Horn of African.
Oh yeah, what do you think about the
The thing with
the
this situation,
ban, and and
I'll tell you
Somalis
why.
are being affected
Eritrea,
too,
Ethiopia, and Somalia, we're all affected. I understand. Okay.
and
I'll tell you why.
Some West African nations
Yeah,
too.
forget, but I'm only speaking of the Horn of Africa specifically right now. I don't
Right.
know why Trump even banned West Africans because a lot of them they come with educated and smart. But anyways, moving on. The issue is that let me speak on the Somalis. This problem is the Somalis have made this a joke. They're joking. They're making weird AI memes saying we was kanks. This is our
Yeah.
country. This
Yeah,
is
making fun of FBA.
yeah, like this is our land and shit. What is wrong with these people? Like I am shocked they would do this. They're making a mockery by with their weird AI and pictures. Like that's not gonna do nothing. You never owned America. America is not yours. FBA's actually came before Somalis, and FBA's came around the the 1700s. It's really disrespectful what they're doing.
Like I was at first, I was gonna say, okay, the FBAs were being rude to Somalis, but then you're right. I started seeing those videos. I was like, well, I mean, like the FBAs usually they would go after you, but if you getting in the hot soup and you making fun of them, I mean,
Yeah,
you're
I agree.
asking for it.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Ain't no FBA can do anything to me. I'm literally me. I'm an engineer. Literally, I hire and I have FBA children, FBA college students get hired for internships because of me. FBAs can't do anything to me. They ought to respect me. I make that happen. I talk to the guy who's above me. I talk to the manager, the engineering manager, and I let him know, hire this guy. Literally, that's what I say. I say hire this guy, and they make it happen. So FBA children, FBA students in college who want to get into the field of engineering, I help them out. I be looking out for them. I should never be kicked out. Now moving on from that, Afrodamus, it's a huge issue though. The Somalis have made this a mockery. Like the way they're approaching this whole situation is just very childish. Like it's low IQ. Not only that, Ilhan Omar, she's a Bedouin. She's the biggest
Yeah.
traitor in the world. She's with a Yehudi, a guy who's a Jewish guy, and she has the nerve to say things about Jews and Donald Trump and FBAs, and she's so ridiculous. We need her out. We need to come together as Africans and get that Hawaiian out.
Oh
I
man.
spoke Arabic. Yeah, yeah, I know. I don't like her. I'm gonna be honest. Ilhan Omar, she's a shame.
You're from the Horn. I heard like the story she's telling that she grew up in a refugee camp. I heard that her father was a top guy
Yeah, who was
in the
unalive. Yeah,
government, in the Siad Barre's government.
yeah. He assassinated a lot of people. He was responsible for a lot of unfortunate in unalivements. Ilhan Omar, she's like the product byproduct of criminal. So as for Damas, I don't know. I think my Somali brothers and sisters, they need to stop making the mockery of this. They need to stop like and making like Ilhan Omar the face of Somalia, because honestly Ilhan Omar, she's been nothing but trouble. She doesn't do nothing for the community. She supports everything that's anti-Islam. She has
Right.
done nothing. She goes against Islamic beliefs and traditions, and the only people who support them are Somalian women. They're
You
the
think
only.
her headscarf is fake?
Yes, it definitely is fake.
And I noticed like even
Yeah.
Ethiopians got their TPS removed, but I haven't heard anything from Ethiopians. Why are the Somalians the ones loud?
Somalians are allowed because they're people who are overconfident. They're just, unfortunately, they have bravado. They're the Nigerians of the Horn of Africa.
I was
Unfortunately,
about to ask that.
to be honest, they're the Nigerians of the Horn of Africa. It's the truth, brother. So, I hope my brothers get it together, because we Ethiopians, we don't have this issue going on in our community. We don't have loudmouth people who are doing this. So I do hate her with passion, and I hope she gets out of this. We need to like get her out. Anyone who lives in Minnesota, vote against Ilhan Omar. Vote
But
against her.
President Trump is trying to get her out.
But the Trump, he ruined the economy though. He also has a lot of negatives. The economy is terrible now. Even how I used to help FBA children, like FBA students, get hired. Now they're not even allowing that because they got rid of DEI. So it's unfortunate.
Oh, oh,
DEI.
so you could only help through DEI.
Well, unfortunately, FBA youngins are not known for their high GPA. Unfortunately, brother. Sometimes you do have to give them DEI advantage, and it's only fair because they came here and not of their own will, of their free will, but they came here by force. So they deserve things like that. They deserve DEI, brother. After Effordamus, let's be sure they should get advantage just because they're Americans. They're real Americans. Them and white Americans, European Americans. We basically Effordamus. Look. Oh, Effordamus, did I tell you something? I met a cute Gambian sister, hijabi, mashallah, and I think she's so lovely, mashallah. She's so lovely. So
Oh, okay.
Where you're gonna be my brother-in-law
Well,
soon.
Judah said that, all that hijab stuff gotta go.
He's insane because that's modesty in women is beautiful. And for Damas, modesty in women is
But all that face covering, like, don't you think, that's like bringing, terrorism into this country?
wait.
Judah, what do you think?
Go ahead.
Oh, Alfredemos, I mean, a lady that I used to work with, came for a
And
job
for
with that
Damas,
stuff on her
is Judah
face.
speaking?
And let me say something. Came to a job with that stuff on her face. I think they let her slide, and the next day she was living like, I mean, instead of she was going for prayers. I mean, you cannot leave your job and going for prayers while you are getting paid on the job. And she was told that you have to, on your lunch break, that's when you have to do your prayers, because if not, then you cannot. This is not a good job for you. You can go and work with Allah. Don't bring your religious belief into a job site, and cause, I mean, a job place where everybody is working and you take breaks just to go do prayers and still getting paid. It doesn't make sense. And that full coverage, it just doesn't. Yeah, they should ban that stuff. It makes no sense to have people cover their faces. We don't know what things they are embedded in those big clothes that they wear around. It just makes no sense in this 21st century. So, but yeah, go ahead, my man. I mean, I think he left. So
Oh, I think he
those
left.
people, man, yeah, but that's not a culture that Africans should even condone. People want to see your face. They want to see, they want to project you based on how you look and the things that you can do. Saying that is a religious belief just doesn't make sense in this 21st century. So I like when Trump cleans them out and tell them they have to go, because this is a Christian nation. The founding fathers of the United States were Christians. You might have a religious freedom, but still, you don't come here and impose your traditional clothing and say you have to wear this to other people that do not want it, or in their companies. If not, then create your own companies and wear these things around. But in public, you shouldn't be wearing this stuff in a library, in anywhere. Yeah, it's not a
Like
good.
what, Judah? When you
It's
see
not
them,
good at all.
do you feel unsafe?
Uh, of course, I mean, when you say see them, I went in the mall.
Or,
It's not only me feeling unsafe. In the mall, you see people, even people don't go close to them. Everybody stands, stops, and stare. Because I mean, you pull certain attraction to yourself that is unwarranted. White people stand and look, black people stand and look. You have all these four women walking around in the black, and I don't know why black is so pertaining to them or something. That you just roam around the place like seems like there are things. Yeah, it's uncalled for, man. It's
well,
really
Judah,
uncalled for.
you wouldn't like it in Dearborn, Michigan, because you see, like, those Middle Easterners
I've,
took over there.
I've I've been in that place, man. Dearborn,
Yeah.
Michigan.
Oh, so
I
you're
went to college.
familiar.
I went to college. Oh man, I went to college in Michigan, in Grand Rapids. So I had a friend
Yeah.
over there that we went to. He's from Senegal. He's from Senegal. Oh, that's a Senegal. Bivan. That's my guy's name. So
Yeah.
his people were in Dearborn, Michigan. Yup. That's close to Detroit. It's like for I think 5, 10, 15 minutes away from Detroit. And over there is like where you see all those the Senegalese Muslims, the Somalis, all the Muslim people
Oh, they
mingle
have a lot of
around,
Somalis
and
there too.
everywhere just stinks. And that's what Trump was saying, because they have this incense that doesn't just suit
Yeah.
American
Trump.
incense. When you burn them, it seems like,
Judah, what Trump said about this stink thing, what do you make of that?
of course, man. Of course. I mean, when these people walk around you, you have to cover your nose. Some of those garments have not been washed for over years because Muhammad tell them not to wash those clothings. Because if they wash those clothings, it takes away. Because they believe that Muhammad did not wash his clothes. So, so most
Judah,
of those
Judah,
clothings they
Judah,
don't wash them.
Judith,
And
have
with
you
this,
thought about
yeah,
have you
yeah.
thought about applying part time for Iceman? I really believe you. Bro, I don't think that they're gonna even interview you, man. I think they're just gonna get you right in there, bro. Like no interview, no screening, man. You will be ready day one. Just
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
bro.
Yeah. Those
Man.
those incense that those guys burn around, man. Bro, I'm telling you what
That
happened
was
to
a
me. I
good one
flew,
right
bro.
there.
I went into a plane I went into a plane one time with one of these lady that had her whole face covered. People did not want to sit around her. Everywhere was stinking with incense and all of that stuff. Come on, man. I mean, despite the fact that her face was covered, but people were scared, man. That's why I don't go to these people's. Nah, their food is just. Yeah, Trump has to clean them out. They have to fix Minnesota. I mean, Brooklyn Park is a mess. Dearborn is a mess. Everywhere they meet, it just turned into something else. Fix America and make it great again, man. That's just what I can say.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you. St. James, you want to add on to that?
No, I rather listen, man, because man, I can't, man. I mean, I enjoy listening to Judy, man. It's fun, and
Yeah, Judah is a trip,
I don't
man.
know, I don't know, man. You
Yeah,
know,
Somebody's
so
echoing.
Can I reply? Can I reply to?
Yes.
hold on a
sure,
second.
sure.
I want to reply to Judah what he said.
Yeah, go ahead,
Who's
man. Go ahead.
echoing?
I want to reply.
Go ahead.
Yo, who's echoing? Someone go on
I
mute.
think it's Judah. Judah, mute.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yes.
So, Judah, at the end of the day, it seems like you're very Islamophobic. No problem. I'm gonna respond to what you've just said. First of all, I hope you're not talking about the hijab, and if you are, Muslim women are very modest. Modesty is good. I went to this one African country. I'm not gonna say it was somewhere in West Africa, and majority of the people there are Christian, and all I saw is loincloths. Everyone, just the girls wearing loincloths. They're like chest exposed. That's not cute. I think that's basically what it is. It's backwards culture. It's primitive. But when you see an African woman with a hijab on, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's enchanting. It's nice. Judah, you don't understand that because you're used to naked women. You're used to primitive women. I understand, Judah. The reality at the end of the day, Aphrodite, me, like people like us, we have women who cover themselves, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous thing. Okay? So open your mind, Judah. Modesty in women is beautiful. Who here in this chat right here wants a woman who isn't modest, who exposes her chest and looks primitive? Most of here probably doesn't want that. None of us do. Okay? You have to understand that. In West Africa, the most beautiful women are Gambian women, are Northern Nigerian women, are Senegalese Muslim women. Those are the most beautiful West African women. The other ones, like Southern Nigeria, ugh, no thank you. No offense. They're too primitive for my tastes. As an Ethiopian, Judah, you're not invited in Ethiopia, but Mose and my brother Aphrodite, you guys, it will be a pleasure to have you come.
So you don't like seeing the miniskirts, like
Huh?
you don't like seeing them in miniskirts and
No. It's not nice. Yeah, just for like there's a difference. A woman you just keep as a girlfriend and just for fun, but like to be the mother of your children, a modest hijabi woman is the best, most gorgeous woman. Why would you want someone who every man in outside is looking at if she's wearing a miniskirt?
But Judah's got a point. He said America is a Christian nation.
Yeah, true. It is.
Yeah. So why are people? They already know like America is a
it's like
Christian
melting
nation,
pot.
right? Why do they want to come and change the dynamics of it.
It's a melting pot. Have you seen the average FBA women? Oh my God, Shanique was. No offense to
Yeah,
the.
but this is Shaniqua country though.
Yo, that's
Like like for example, like
Shaniqua.
everyone. I mean, like most blacks are Christians majority,
Yeah,
so America is a Christian nation.
true. Well, anyways, FBA Shaniqua women. They used to when I was young. I'm not kidding, no joke. They used to like chase after me because they wanted the good hair, the good Ethiopian hair, the good small Ethiopian nose, all that stuff. But I told them, hey, look, I don't go, I don't go for
Manufacturing, you gotta watch out because
yeah.
once ICE gives Judah that 50,000 bonus, you would be the first he's gonna pick up you.
What did you say? Funny, funny,
Once
So
funny.
so 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 this guy is
gives
Where,
saying that they
Judah,
want.
where is my brother Musa from? Where's my brother Musa from? Is he from Senegal, Musa?
So
No,
this
no,
guy
no,
is
no, no,
saying
no,
that
no, 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 no.
the one
I'm
that
from Haiti,
calling.
my friend. I'm from Haiti. I'm from Haiti, but I trace my lineage to the Hausa people in northern Nigeria. I'm
Mashallah,
from
brother,
Haiti.
brother, my brother, mashallah. Ethiopia
So
loves
this guy
Somalia.
is telling us that they want that Somalia hair, but he is not telling us that big forehead is what most women do not want. That
I'm
television
Ethiopian, bro.
screen.
I'm not
The
Somali.
forehead.
Judah,
Where
I'm
I mean,
Ethiopian.
most of their hair is all the way. Their lineup is all the way in their back head. There's no hair. I mean, it takes for you to even see their hair. You might not, you might not see it because their forehead is all the way in the back. So, oh my guy, no woman want the Somalian. Or the Somalian men are only good for
he's
their
not
women.
Somali,
I'm
he's
telling you for a
Ethiopian.
fact. It's hard to see.
What's his obsession with Somalians? I'm
Oh,
Ethiopian,
he's
bro. Are you?
Ethiopian.
Are you on the spectrum, bro? Are you on the spectrum? I'm
Oh, oh,
Ethiopian, bro.
Shit.
oh,
He hates this guy. Obviously,
you,
has. I think a
are,
Somali
are
woman
you a bishop?
broke his heart. Huh? I think
No,
a
he's asking
Somalian
you if
woman,
you
Listen,
are a
bro.
bishop.
it's
Somebody
like
mute,
this guy does
somebody
not.
mute.
I think a Somalian woman broke your
It
heart or
seems like
something.
this guy does not know Jude.
What'd you say, Judah?
Now, manufacturing,
He
Judah,
doesn't know
Judah
you.
over here, have over, you should have, you've missed out from the, Judah used to go hard on this, Somalis, use on this channel,
Yeah.
they go at it. So,
Well, me, I'm
this
Ethiopian,
is
so
nothing new.
yeah, but I'm Ethiopian, brother, Afrodamus, and like I
I
said,
think he goes hard
Afrodamus,
on Ethiopians too.
Afrodamus, and
Yeah, especially
I'm
in
gonna
Habitat.
one second. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna be.
I,
I
I,
want to be. I want to marry a Gambian woman.
exactly,
You're
and
gonna
that was
invite
what I
me,
was about to ask if he's a bishop, right? Because the
Afrodamus.
real the real Ethiopians are the ones from Gambela. The real Ethiopians are the ones from Gambelas that look like South Sudanese. The Habishas came and chased them out. And these Habishas are the ones that look Arabized. They look light skinned because they descended from Sudan. And they are mixed
Hey,
with
Afrodamus, can I
Egyptians.
ask you something, bro?
In
Afrodamus,
other
my
countries they
brother.
call them color. So
Yeah,
so 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 this guy claiming to be Ethiopian is not even African if you ask me. If he
Afrodamus.
does his DNA, he's not gonna align to Africa. He's gonna tell you his people came from Saudi Arabia.
Hey, Afrodamus, can I tell you something, bro?
Yeah.
Can you? You're gonna invite me to your country, right? You can come to in my country, Ethiopia, anytime. Afrodamus, Ethiopia is your country, brother.
Well, thank you.
Ethiopia is your country. I want to come to the Gambia, inshallah. That's my dream. I am soon in about 6 months. I will be wanting to come to Gambia, so I will connect with you. Uh, any any business advice you have for me? I want to come over there.
No problem.
This is
Anytime.
Harari. This is Harari. This is my old name was Harari. Something I forgot, like Harari, whatever, bro. Yeah, but I'm actually Habasha
Afridemos,
Harari.
don't go to Ethiopia, man.
Why?
Afridemos, Demos, don't go to Ethiopia. That's one of the biggest discrimination country in Africa where they discriminate between the
We love
darker skin
Gambians,
and
bro.
the
No,
lighter
we love
skin people.
Gambians, bro. We love
You
Gambians,
know,
bro. I don't know what you're
and
talking
Wait,
about.
you don't
Judah,
exactly.
are you
And
saying, Judah, are you saying I wouldn't be welcome?
oh, you won't. There's this South Sudanese guy that went to Ethiopia, and instead of him being in Addis Ababa, he went to the outskirts of Ethiopia. And it was in this outskirt that I realized that Ethiopians have more darker skinned blacks than they have Habishas, than people that look like Arab. But that's what their country is meant to do. They sell out their
Yeah,
Habisha light skin on TV in their. That's why I don't fly Ethiopian Airways, because most of their women is only portraying the Habisha lifestyle, which is not. They don't, you never see a Gambela person as a waitress, or what is it, in one of these Ethiopian flight, or these darker skinned people. It's always people from a certain tribe. So discriminate is the highest country in terms of discrimination, and those are countries that I will never want to go for, to
Okay,
even
you're
visit.
yapping. Afrodamus,
Yeah,
we will give
it's
you
not
an
on my bucket
Ethiopian
list.
wife. We
wait,
will
wait,
give you.
wait, wait. So, Judah, are you saying warning me because you don't want the Ethiopian night riders to get me?
After them was in Ethiopia, they will even ask you, "Are you from Africa?" It means that, are you what part of those black countries
Come
you are from?
on,
Because
Judah.
they even don't see themselves as Africans. I'm telling you for a fact.
They know they are African.
Yeah,
Come on.
bro. They will ask you, "Are you from Africa? What part of are you from Africa?" Yeah, because they consider their country as, they say they are Ethiopians. Most of the time, not Africans. Even this guy might testify to what I'm saying. I'm not sugarcoating or making things up. Yeah.
Afrodamus, you can come to Ethiopia. We will give you an Ethiopian wife. We're gonna give you a beautiful Ethiopian wife, a Habasha queen. No problem, brother. You are Afrodamus Gambian, brother. So no problem. He's just hating on us. So,
Yeah, yeah, no
mashallah, brother.
problem. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, after that, Miss, I wanted to ask you, what's the reason behind Ethiopia? Why did Trump ban on Ethiopia? I don't understand why. Is it because like Ethiopia is trying to gain access to the sea? Is it because like the war between Ethiopia and Eritrea? Maybe
Well,
manufacturing
Eritrea is banned
in
too.
here can
Eritrea is
chime in on
banned
that.
too.
Yeah, yeah, because I really wanted to know why. I mean, I can understand Eritrea because of the president, Tafarki. Tafarki has been president since 1993. I can understand that, but Ethiopia does not make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean it's on there. I'll have to pull it up, but yeah, I think it has something to do with security
I
thing.
can tell I can tell you why.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Julie. Tell
I
us
can
why,
tell
man.
you
Even though you're Ethiopian.
I think Musa, if you can mute so Judah
you
doesn't
No,
say.
no,
see,
it's not me. I think
huh?
it's Julie. Julie has an echo.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Judah.
Oh yes. You see, Ethiopia. You see, Trump prefers countries like Egypt, because Trump went to Egypt few months ago when he went to Israel, and when he went to Egypt, he was talking to El
Al
Sisi.
Sisi.
That's the president of Egypt,
Yeah. Oh
because
yeah. You know what? You're right
El
because
Sisi. So
Al Sisi probably told Trump to ban Ethiopia. Those Egyptians.
let me feel. So El Sisi is one of those guys in the middle. I mean, Egypt is in Africa, but El Sisi is one of that guy that is the bigger power in maintaining peace between Israel and the
Palestine.
West Bank and the Gaza Strip, which is Palestine and Lebanon and all of that stuff. So Egypt is like the bigger person in terms of that. So when Trump went to Egypt, most of this time they have discussions and conversations. And Ethiopia is a problem to Egypt because they built a dam, one of the biggest in Africa,
Yeah.
along the River Nile, which is Egypt's main source of economy, the River Nile. So it's a bigger issue in Egypt. They stopped it, but it didn't work. So it's a problem. So the Trump is seeing Ethiopia as an enemy, and that's why Trump will never ban Egypt. See Ethiopia as an enemy because they are doing things that is Egypt do not is acceptable is not acceptable for Egyptians. So, and that's why Ethiopia is not aligning with those countries. Ethiopia is also aligning with countries like Iran and getting weapons and stuff like that. So that's why Trump bans Ethiopia. I mean, the country is of no good anyway. I mean, when Ethiopians come into this country, I mean, most of the times the remittance, most of the money that they work, they send it back home. They actually, yeah, they are not productive. Most of the time, the only jobs that you could see them in is in the airport where they get people baggages and all of that stuff, roaming around helping elderly people in the airport because they can exclaim themselves in English as well. So banning them will be a good thing because those jobs that they get at the airport will be given to American citizens, and that's a good thing. So, you know, I don't know why Africans should even complain when Americans ban them. What sense does it make? It means stay home and develop your country. That's a good thing. Africans should
Right.
be rejoicing. Do they have a I don't know why they make it a sad story where they have to mourn, oh, American ban us. That's an opportunity to stay home, get a relaxed mind, develop your country, make it beautiful, attract people, and then create your own laws. And then if you want to ban people in your own country, do it instead of thinking about what America is doing. You should be thinking about what are you doing, what are you not doing right, what are you doing right, and work on that. Come up with a what is it? Draw a retrospective. What are you doing well? What are you not doing well? And then amend yourself in the next years to come instead of focusing on America and
But
stuff like
Judah, do
that.
you think African
And now that's a
countries
problem
can
that
be
I wish
fixed?
if Africa,
What is
huh?
your take? You think now they would really fix those countries?
I didn't hear you, Afidemus. Sorry.
I said, do you think now these countries that are banned they're gonna get fixed?
Oh yeah, I mean, if they're smart enough, they're gonna
Yeah.
get fixed, right? And that is what years back that was what the Chinese did, right? The
Hmm.
Chinese, for some reason, most of them massively deported themselves from United States and other European countries to actually go home and develop their country. So what they learned, they took it back to China, and that was what revamped the China Revolution, economic revolution, right? And I wish Africans can also. There should be a point where they could go back, but there's no spirit of nationalism about that. But countries that are getting banned, I wish they could focus
So
and
Judah,
build
are
their
you planning on
internal
going to
economy.
Cameroon?
Bro, going. This is I die here in America, bro. This is the home. I mean, I go home. I just came back from Cameroon a few months ago. I think yeah,
So
two
Judah,
months ago.
Judah, let me ask you
And
this. So if you are put in charge, like ICE, they said you are in charge of the African division, would you like how many would you deport in a year?
I mean,
I mean,
Africans need to go back
I
home,
know for
brother.
sure, I know for sure. If Judah is in charge of the African department, Ethiopians and Somalis, you better hide.
Mm, this Africa is a mess. Okay, if I was, I mean, these people have to go. But see what happened. This guy was here. The president of Rwanda was here in the United States, and the president
Yeah,
of
I did a
Congo
show on it
to
with
come and make peace.
Tshisekedi. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, so you leave Africa, a president leave over there, came to United States, a Congo president came to United States, make peace. And when they went back few hours ago, they started unaliving each other and bombing themselves. Then you ask yourself, do Africans, is there something wrong with Africans? You know, is there, what is it? What is going on? Are they actually, can they actually do things? Do they have doings? It just seems like, I mean, you come to United States, a man, a white man has to tell you what to go and do in Africa.
So Jude,
Giving you orders.
did you give up your farm in Cameroon?
Oh no, for them was we have a project. I mean, despite the fact that things are not working, there's a
Yeah,
project.
okay. Okay.
I have a project. Yeah, I have a project right by the ocean, man. Right by the ocean, close to the tallest mountain in West and Central Africa, Mount Cameroon. I mean, from the land that I have, you could actually see the back side is the mountain, the other side is the Atlantic Ocean, the Black Sand Beach. So it's a nice place, but if this
Oh,
government does not leave power, and
is
then
that one of the
it's hard to do projects.
is that one of the areas where they were
Uh,
main slaves, where they were selling slaves at?
yeah, you see, one thing about Cameroon is those dungeons that the Germans built in Cameroon, we destroyed them. And also, it wasn't only us that destroyed it. We also have a natural disaster like a Mount Cameroon eruption that destroyed most of these German places. This slave trade. There's a place called Bimbia. If you can Google, you can see those old dungeons. You know, and the volcanic is now like, I mean, you could still see rocks like old buildings, but most of it has been destroyed. I wonder why Africans valued a slave environment, you know, keeping it as a trophy. You
So
know,
you
it
think
doesn't make sense at all.
Ghana, all
So
those they should get rid of the slave dungeons. They should bomb them.
if you ask me, because the people that were actually enslaved, when they go back to look at these things, they still have to pay money, and it's like a man came into your home and unalive your families, you know, took your keys as slave to somewhere, and then when he left his shoes and trophies back home, and the things that he left, his shoes, you know, you kept it as a trophy for people to come over and see what the guy did, you know, but the guy took your families away. So what is the essence of keeping trophies? I know that we are broke, that's why we want to make money out of it. That's why you see countries are making money out of these places, but it's not a good deal at all, you know. It's not a good deal, if you ask me. It's just that Africans are so myopic and short-sighted. You know, since they don't have access to make things move, they want to stick to what the Europeans left behind. So for me, I mean, all these things that the Europeans left behind, we should have destroyed it and build a new continent. But because we don't know how to build things, you know, African will remain stagnant. You know, it will remain stagnant and just, you know, I mean, and when I went to Africa, right, I saw how people were living. I saw how they value mediocrity. I saw the sense of an African person looking, calling what they call development. It's not the sense of development for a person that have lived in America. their sense of development is actually different from the sense of development. So if you go to a street and they just built some kind of road, they just went ahead and threw and a road that is of no quality. They call that in Africa development. There are no linings on the road. There are no markings. There are no road safety signs. There are no. It's a lot of mess, right? There are no safety signs. There's nothing. There's a roundabout in the middle of a highway. So people value that as development. But when you look at it, I'm like, it seems like they value mediocrity. Their sense of valuable is not there. So it's a two-way. You cannot go ahead and unlearn those people. They have lived in it and they just believe that,
But
and they
Judah, do you
system
think
have taken control over them. So they
that's
just
just
believe that,
mostly Cameroon? Because in
yeah,
Gambia
come on, man.
they have road
It's,
safety
it's,
signs, and the roads are marked.
come on.
Do you think that's just Cameroon?
Even come on, man. I
I
don't
mean,
know, but
Judah, I'm surprised
if
that I thought Paul Biya did a lot of work there.
Well, when we talk of Cameroon, it's not as if Cameroon is bad, but we need. You see, Cameroonians need more. There was a point in time where African countries used to look up to Cameroonians, for Cameroon football national team.
Right,
You go
right.
into every African home, you will hear of Roger Milla,
Roger Miller.
Rigobert Song, Patrick Boma. Most of these countries in Africa, they have, trophies of Cameroonian football players. Makanaki, you must have heard about
Makanaki.
Cyril
David
Makanaki.
Medeston. Yeah, I've
Eh,
heard
eh,
his
you
name.
know, exactly. Cameroon in those days when you mention sport, even now, Francis Ngannou and Samuel Eto'o. I mean, these are people that other
Judah,
countries they know about these guys. So when you mention sport, it's still there.
Is it possible, like, you are more angry about, how you guys used to, like, you guys fell from glory? Is that because, you guys got the 110-year-old president that is
Yeah, this guy.
and his general, his bodyguard is
You see, these people have entangled Cameroon into a
How
small
can you guys
village
allow
where
all,
even the senator,
100-year-olds to terrorize you?
even the Senate president is 90. Even the Senate president is 96 years old. The Speaker of the House of Assembly is 85. The Minister of Justice is like 89. It's just, I don't know. We have one of the weakest military in Africa, a military regime that have never been able to supersede for the people, and take control of what is happening. So, the glories that we used to have, we have all lost it. So we are living in past glories.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
We expect.
I don't blame you. You're not happy, man, and I don't blame you because you guys used to be the guys, and now look at you. You have been ruled by a 110-year-old.
When we came to United States, and when we say we are from Cameroon, countries say, "Oh, Cameroon," I mean, even these francophone other countries used to, like, because they follow us. Okay, these francophone countries in Africa, if not now, before, Cameroon used to be like their top, in francophone countries. Like, they look up to even most of the history that they would study about Cameroon history the most. So when we came here, you say Cameroon, it's like, oh wow, what are you doing here? Because these are the things that we used to know. It's just now the country is complete, man. I mean, Equatorial Guinea, a neighboring country of not up to 2,000 people, is chasing
2 million. Come
Cameroonians
on,
out
it's
of
more
their
than
own country.
2,000. What do you mean, 2,000 people?
come
Wait,
on.
they
How does
chase you
how
guys
does that
out.
make sense?
They chase Cameroonians
They are
out of
chasing
the.
Cameroonians out of their country. They want to be a war between Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea. They say Cameroonians are running into their country. So, and this is a small Spanish country in Africa, you know. They want to build a wall on the border. I'm like, you know, Gabon is also come on, man.
Wow.
I'm
So
like,
yeah, no, I see why you are, you feel the way you feel. So now you guys are getting, bullied by tiny little countries.
we are getting bullied with countries that we used to feed back in the days. You know, even countries like Central African Republic and Chad, these landlocked countries are also, you know, having fun with what is going on. Like, it's just too much. I mean,
Yeah,
Cameroon
sorry,
was. I
I
mean, we
feel
have
your
all the
pain.
resources in Cameroon, man. We
Let's
have
allow
all the
Kwame in.
resources, what it
Yeah,
takes, things to grow. We have everything. When they talk of African in miniature, I don't know if you know what in miniature is, but it means that everything that you'll find in Africa, you'll find it in Cameroon. But yeah,
right.
we have been taken hostage and things are not working well. You know, and then we
Yeah,
also have a problem of Nigerian problem as well coming into Cameroon. So now there's problem. There's, you know, the government cannot solve solutions. Conflict, headsmen are flowing into Cameroon. Fulanis are coming from everywhere. So it is a lot of problems happen. And Fulanis have been a problem in Africa. And I wish, you know, if I was a Cameroonian president, that would be one of the job that I would do by, you know, building a dungeon underneath, you know, the earth and just, you know, send most of these
wait,
people to
you
these
say
places and
building what?
shut
A
them out
dungeon?
and just close it.
Dungeon?
Yeah, he says a dungeon.
Yeah, a
But
dungeon
yeah,
underneath the earth.
Afrodamis, Judah is not lying, because all these Muslim insurgents, like, they are crossing the border, because like Borno State share the border with Nigeria, with Cameroon, and also Taraba State in Adamawa, they share border with Cameroon. So these Islamic insurgents are crossing the border to Cameroon. So yeah, he's not lying about that.
Yeah. Let's bring in Kwame.
Hey, peace to Afrodamas.
Peace.
I, I before I
Judah, can
address
you
you,
mute so it doesn't echo?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Kwame.
yeah, first I wanted to say, this guy just said because some soccer team, some people had some soccer teams in their houses that made Cameroon great. Cameroon, where's the inventions? Where's the, what did Cameroon invented? So, playing soccer don't make you great. A monkey could play soccer. A chimpanzee could kick a soccer ball. That don't make you great. Second of all, Afrodamas, you said they need to get rid of the slave dungeon. I wonder, would you say that about the gas chambers with the Jews? I wonder, would you say that openly, that,
Well,
the Jews.
I asked him a question. I don't know what you heard.
I heard you say, it's time to get rid of the slave dungeon. That's what I
No,
heard.
no,
Maybe,
no, no,
maybe I
no. That's not.
misconstrued you.
You didn't hear that. You heard a question, not a statement.
So can you reiterate what you said? So I
I
don't want
asked
to.
him, you know, is he saying they should get rid of the slave dungeons? And he gave
Right.
his answer.
Should we get rid of the Nazi gas chambers too?
You gotta go ask the people who who are affected by that.
Exactly.
Well,
What
well,
does it?
well.
What does that have to do
Why
with
you
us?
asking? Yeah, what's that have to do with me? He's
Yeah,
from
because
Cameroon.
you're speaking on.
Hold on. He's from Cameroon, and he was talking about, what happened to those slave dungeons there. So and then I
Yeah, but
asked
his
him
people wasn't
questions.
affected by it.
So you asking about
What you
gas
mean my
chambers?
people wasn't
What's that
affected
have
by
to
it?
do?
Hold on, what is this guy talking about? I'm a Bantu guy,
Your
and you
people
say my
wasn't taken
people
to the
wasn't affected
diaspora.
with it. Wait, are you from Ghana? You say I'm not my people. Do you know who my people are?
No, I don't really care who your people was.
He's not from
I care
Exactly.
Ghana.
So you shut the F up, man. You shut the F up. You talking to me,
your
man?
people
Like
wasn't affected by
what
the
are
slave
you?
trade. That's what I'm saying.
So who people was affected by it?
The ones that were sold into slavery. That's those is the ones
So
affected.
where are they from?
Uh, different African tribes, but those are not your people no more once they get sold into slavery.
Man, you
They're
shut the
African.
F up because you don't know who my people is, man. You don't know who
Wait,
my people. You shut the
I'm
fuck
just
up.
using the words Afrikaans Jews. We're African descent. We're not African like the continental African. We're
But
just
I'm not even
African descent.
talking to you, right? What I'm saying is they should shut these places down because it's of no valuable. I don't care if my
Right.
people are from there or not,
Should
but
they
we
shut
have these
down the
places
Nazi
that,
camps too? Should they shut down the
bro.
Nazi camps in
I'm not.
Austria and Germany?
If they want to, they should do it. But what I'm
No,
saying
no,
is, a person
I'm
cannot come in.
asking you. I'm asking
My
Kwame,
you.
what's
Should
question
that
they?
is,
have to do with him? Like
But because
you're
it
you.
seemed like to you tribalistic, uncivilized
Here we go.
Africans.
What's
why,
that
why,
have to? Hold on. What is that have to do with
I'm answering your
this
question.
there?
I'm at To y'all, the slave
So
trade
you
is
think
nothing.
you think this is about tribalism?
Yeah, y'all always tribalistic. Everything
So
y'all eat,
okay,
sleep,
name.
breathe,
So
tribalism.
who's talking about tribes here, sir?
I said tribalism. I didn't say tribe.
So where's the tribalism?
Well, you don't care about the slave trade. You
Oh,
don't care
okay.
anything. You don't care about
So
anything attached to the slave trade. You
oh,
think is not.
okay.
You just think is nothing
Okay,
to us.
okay,
To
so
like
so
us and the Jewish people that went
what
through
is the proof
atrocities.
okay, wait. So what would make you feel good to make you feel like people care about something that happened 400-500 years ago? None of us witnessed it. What would be what would show that we care or we don't?
Maybe if y'all gave us land to
Who's
migrate,
y'all? Who's
huh?
y'all? Who's y'all?
Uh, Africans.
Which Africans? There is plenty of different kinds of Africans.
Oh,
Who's gonna give you land?
well, the same way you can allocate land for other groups. You should be able to.
Who 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 would you get that from?
Any West African nation that would be good if they could
Okay,
allocate land for the diaspora to come back.
so allocating land, who would do that? Like who has the authority to do something like that?
Right. The kingdoms that signed treaties with the Portuguese, the British, the
my
Okay,
French.
guy,
then okay,
get
go
out.
to
Those particular.
okay, okay,
If you're a part of
okay,
those tribes, then that would be
okay.
great.
Then case closed. Go and talk to those
And,
people.
and,
We're
and,
just
and
ordinary people. We don't
exactly.
control any of those territories. So I
And
don't know
that's
what
why
you're talking.
I was telling you that if
I mean,
Africans
Senate
were
Gambia
smart,
too.
they should
Senate
shut
Gambia
down.
region too. They
Yeah,
participated in the
If
but
slave trade
Africans,
as well.
who you again?
Maybe
You
y'all could
said
give us
you said
Gambia.
tribes,
That would be
right?
a good area.
You said tribes, right?
Yeah.
So go and seek the tribes. You
Right.
exactly.
know, yeah, you
That's all
know,
your
like
people.
Afrodam,
yeah,
are you a part of the Wolof tribe?
no,
No, you're Sanike, right?
right.
Yeah, they participate in the slave trade too. So maybe your
I
people could.
I don't I don't
Do you,
and I don't believe that.
do you have proof? I
I
mean,
mean,
we did.
Do
beliefs
you
don't
have do
imply
you, do
fact.
you, do you
So
have do you, Kwame? Do you even understand how the transatlantic slave trade was?
yeah, I understand
Uh,
greatly.
okay. Do you think my tribe lived by the coast?
No,
Exactly.
but living by the
So
coast,
if my
Juno, we don't
tribe,
need you to cheerlead. We don't need a
well,
cheerleader with pom poms.
I'm just saying, if the tribes that are not by the coast, how are they part of the
Right.
Atlantic slave trade.
Fulanis are not by the coastline, and they participated in raids in interiors.
Fulanis are everywhere, sir.
Yeah, but they're not on the coastline like
Sir, Fulanis are in
Crew
several.
tribe or.
They're in several different countries.
But they're not on the
Africanos,
coastline.
It's like you don't even know what you're talking about, do you?
Yo, Judah, we don't need you.
Africanos,
We don't need your pom
Hmm?
pom waving right
Africanos,
now.
Yes.
Judah, we don't need
Not
pom pom to be
everyone that
waving.
left the African shores came as slaves. There were others that they call voluntary slavery. These some of them were they volunteered to be. Some of them were
Yeah, yeah,
criminals
yeah.
of war.
No,
You
no, 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 no,
cannot
no.
compensate. You cannot compensate criminals of
Judah,
wars or
Judah, pull your
No, no,
skirt
compensate
no,
a
no,
down,
no,
man.
no, no.
volunteered
Judah,
slave.
Judah,
Judah,
no,
pull your
no.
skirt down.
Some of them joined. Some of them volunteered because they wanted to worship the white man. Remember that
Right.
religion
Exactly.
came
Hold on.
first.
So
Hold on.
so
Let me
how
Religion
read.
came
can you
first.
Hold on, guys. Salute to you, Ja, for the super chat. Salute.
Job, my brother, salute, Job.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, some of them,
And
some of
and
them,
I
some.
and
mean,
and
come
also
on.
Kwame, when you say the Fulani, right? You do realize like they mostly they deal with cattle, right? You do
Yeah,
understand this.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to help you here.
I mean, you should,
They they they
being a
they
part of
they,
the
they
black
deal
factory,
they
like you
deal
like to
they
say.
deal they deal with cattles.
Right,
Can I
right,
ask?
right, right.
So okay.
Can I ask him a question?
So
The way you should help us
get your
is
tribing
help us
right.
allocate
Kwame,
land
Kwame,
for us to return
Kwame,
back to Africa. That would be good.
Kwame. What? How do you know your people didn't voluntarily join the slave ships? They walked in to worship the white man. How do you know they didn't voluntarily wanted to do that?
They didn't. When they landed in
But
Jamaica, they
he
were
said,
still
how do
Ashanti,
you know?
Akan,
He
and
said,
these
how do
other
you know
ethnic groups.
they didn't do this?
Because they
Yes,
wasn't Christian when they landed in Jamaica. Sorry.
Uh, Kwame, you know, I've read books, where some people actually did volunteer.
yeah. And Jamaica has a bunch of churches everywhere. What are you talking about? Every like 2 blocks,
You
there's
asked me.
churches.
You asked me, did they voluntarily when they went to get on it? No, they were still Ashanti, Akan, Yoruba, or whatever ethnic group they was. That's why we have over 400 loan words in our patois.
So Kwame, do you think the people, for example, you know how a lot of blacks like the movie Woman King?
You said what?
The movie Woman King
Yeah,
about Dahomey. I mean,
yeah,
even
yeah.
though they named it Dahomey, but that wasn't the name. That name came around the 60s. But so do you think that's like a specific tribe
Uh,
that had that? Because
yes.
they have their name, right?
I forgot the specific tribe name. That's
Okay. Do you think do you think they were selling their own people?
no, they were selling other tribes.
Okay, so the other tribes they were
Tribalism,
selling. Hold
tribalism.
on, hold on. The other tribes they were selling people who are different from them. Well, how do you know the people you're talking to are not from the victim tribe?
That's a good question. I'm not hundred
So
percent sure.
because the people they captured and sold, they didn't fall out of the sky. They are related to people.
Yeah.
So then how can you point fingers and say the Africans? I mean, how do you like, because those people didn't just fall out, they didn't fall out of the skies. They had relatives, they came from a place, they came from villages, wherever they got raided from,
Well,
right?
when I say African, I'm using it as a colloquial term
Yeah,
for
but
a
what but
conglomerate
this
of different
but
ethnic
your
groups.
ancestors, right? Your ancestors came from a
Yeah,
people,
the ones
they
that
had
suffered.
relatives. They had
Yeah,
relatives.
the ones that suffered due to tribalism
But
that was
so you
taken.
don't think those people who lost their relatives, when they, during that time, those people did not suffer, the heartbreak, you don't think that happened to them?
No, I think
Did
after
you
they
not hear
sold,
Frank? Frank was saying his tribe was one of those tribes that they used to raid, and he said that's why they don't like that other tribe. And that black Karen tried to tell him how, oh, why don't you all unite? So it looks like, Frank, that you guys, I don't know about what your
yeah,
feelings about
don't
him,
please don't
but
generalize and say I hate
no, not
Frank
you.
Ghana.
No, what
After
I'm
that,
saying,
miss, you know what
Kwame,
Toussaint?
huh?
Yeah. I was
So
gonna ask you after that, Mister. You know that Toussaint Louverture came from the same tribe as Frank Zano.
there
Toussaint
you go.
Louverture was Aja,
Yeah.
so they
So
came from the
Kwame,
exact same tribe.
you
Yeah,
see,
go ahead.
so Kwame, the Aja people, right? This other tribe used to raid them. So Frank Zanu was saying when the Europeans created that country called Benin, he said the other tribes, they hated this tribe, the one that people promote on that woman king who were the slave raiders, slave traders. He said they hated them. But these black Karen telling Frank, no, you trying to say, see, this is what I'm talking. You guys shouldn't hate them. You all should unite. Kwame, would you unite with a slave trader?
Me personally, no.
Okay,
But
so
but
that's
but
what I'm
but other
saying.
Africans did though. They allied with other
No, no,
European
no, no, no.
powers.
Here,
Wait.
it's not
Can I say
African
something?
telling you. Hold on. African was saying they hate those people
Right.
because of that. And a person who said they are so mad at the white people for, enslaving them is telling this guy whose tribe was victims of this tribe who were slave traders, telling him he should not hate these people.
Right.
So to me,
Can
that makes no sense. So, like, it looks like, most of these people, they just want to be mad to label Africans, but you are probably labeling the group that is even the victim.
No, I'm very specific. I can say the Yoruba tribe was
Kwame.
participated.
Yeah, but there are Yorubas who were also taken as slaves.
Yeah, they stole their own people too. I'm not disagreeing with that, but like I
So
said, in order.
Kwame, they were not selling their own people. The Yorubas were
Again,
not selling their own people.
yeah, I don't think
Kwame,
Kwame
come on,
Wait,
bro.
understood.
Musa, how you know that?
This, man. The
Kwame,
Yorubas, they were
Kwame,
selling their enemies. They were
Nobody
selling
sells
their
their own
tribal
people.
Kwame,
enemies.
Kwame doesn't
Listen,
understand how the slavery works.
Your Kwame, even my people, even the people I trust my lineage to the houses, they were not selling their own kind to slavery. They were selling their enemies to slavery. It
Yeah,
just
nobody would
happened.
sell their own
It just
people.
happened. It just happened that because of what they were doing, the tribes that they were selling to slavery, they retaliated and sold them back to slavery.
Right.
Right.
That's
And Kwame.
that's how I came to be Haitian because
And
of that result.
So Musa,
Yo,
when they
Kwame.
call the Ma'afa the African slave trade, wouldn't that mean they have to have two participants for it to be a trade? There have to be, some type of exchange
yeah,
of
but
goods and
Kwame,
services, right?
Kwame,
Because like the people never see themselves as the same. Like if
Kwame,
I'm a Hausa,
yeah,
I don't see myself the same as a Yoruba person.
Yoruba is
Uh,
they are
Right.
two completely
we are
different.
And this is
completely
why
different people.
Musa, I'm not disagreeing with. That's why I say the diaspora needs to colonize Africa, because Africans have always been tribalistic.
wait,
Kwame,
Kwame,
I
wait,
could
Kwame,
say,
wait,
you're
wait,
not
wait,
making
Kwame,
any
wait,
sense.
wait. What
The,
was this guy
the
talking about
diaspora did not
colonizing?
colonize
Who's this guy?
Africa because they came
Uh,
from these ethnic groups. How they can
uh,
hold on, hold
colonize
on, hold on,
Africa
hold
when
on,
they when
hold
wait,
they
on,
are when they are
hold on, Jude,
enslaved?
wait.
Jude,
Don't make any sense,
Uh,
Kwame.
Jude. This
Come on
guy
now.
Kwame wants to colonize Africa. Jude, what's
wait. Before I
he's
interact with this
Jamaican.
guy,
Yeah,
yeah. Before I interact with him, where is he from? Is he a Black
Jamaica.
American?
No, I'm
He's
not a black.
Okay?
Jamaican.
He's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a terror. Acting like okay, so Jamaica, and he's talking to Africa, and he's saying that who has to colonize Africa, Jamaican or Black
The whole
American?
diaspora needs to come back to Africa to colonize
The
Africa, because Africa is
diaspora.
too
Right, but
tribalistic.
Africa is
Now,
huge.
now, now,
Where would you go?
We'll
let's
start
do
with
the
West
math, right?
Africa, make our way down to southern,
Hold
and
on,
then
hold on, hold on.
come
Kwame,
up the Nile
allow
Let,
Judah,
and come up the Nile
to
River.
respond to you.
let- Can I say something? Let's do the math. The population, Haiti is the most populated country in the Caribbean. Haiti. And the population of Haiti, I think, is not up to 11 million, if I'm not mistaken. The Jamaican population is probably not up to 8 million, if I'm not
Jamaica is
mistaken.
like
So they probably
2.5,
exactly. So probably the whole
like the size
Caribbean
of Gambia.
population, probably, yeah, exactly. So probably the whole Caribbean population is not up to 20 million. Now, when we look at the United States, where the black population is, their population is approximately 45 to probably 50 million. That is not even a quarter of Nigerian population.
Right.
And talking
I
about
mean,
diaspora,
Judah, all we gonna
let
do,
me
we're gonna paint our body
let me
white.
finish. Let me
No,
finish.
listen, how we gonna colonize
Let me
Africa?
finish, man.
We're gonna throw
You
on a
have
blonde wig
the people.
with blue
Let me,
contact
bro. Let me
and
finish.
paint our
The people
skin
that you
white.
call
And then when
the
we
people
step
that
in
you call
Africa, we're gonna,
diaspora.
it's gonna be an easy
The
colonization.
the people that you call diaspora have not been able to learn from their masters, the white men that gave them food when things were cold in their house. I mean, you have not been able to manufacture and produce things. And you want to colonize a continent matter of I think is how many billion? I think is 1 point something billion. Come on, do you have what it takes to colonize? Your mindset,
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
what
cause
do you have, man?
Judah, all we
My
gotta
man,
do
shut up,
is
man. You're from
all we gotta
Jamaica.
do to go to
Jamaica is not
Africa.
even up to a city, and you're talking about Africans. I mean, what audacity do you have to be talking about
Judah,
Africans,
all we
bro? You're
gonna
talking
do
about,
is paint ourselves white,
bro,
throw on blue
bro.
contacts and a blonde wig, and Africans gonna bow down to us. That's it. We know if we come in there with our
Bro,
black skin.
Jamaica's
Hold
literally bleach their skin every
on.
month,
Let
Hold
me
on,
bro.
guys.
respond to Judah.
Allow Kwame to finish his point.
Now, Afrodamas, you know, if I paint my skin white, throw on some blue contacts and a
You
blonde
already
wig,
do.
and step foot into Africa, you know that the majority population is gonna put me on their shoulders and take me through the town.
But that is the
So it's
same
gonna
thing.
take.
But that is the same thing your prime minister in Jamaican is doing. He's a light skinned person. They gave him
Wait,
prime
can I?
minister
You
because
see
the
how
darker
triggered you are? You
Jamaicans
can't even
look
let
up
me.
to.
I didn't interrupt you.
Hold on.
After I didn't interrupt the brother.
Your prime minister
Hold
in
after
Jamaica
Diamond.
is
Can I
colored.
respond?
They gave
He
him that
You
interrupted
can
me. I
post
didn't.
respond. I'll
because
be
the
right back.
darker skin. Let me finish. They give your prime minister that post because the darker skinned Jamaicans cannot do what it takes to be in that position. So they look up to the light skinned dude as a person of
Right.
more intelligence.
But
So they
brother,
gave him the role of prime minister. And
you're
that's
from a
what you guys
country.
are also doing to the
You're from a
Chinese. The
docile country.
Chinese are taking over
Wait,
Jamaicans and all of
right.
that stuff. So you want to put it on Africans how they look at white people. At the same time, your own people are doing the same thing. They are giving
No,
Chinese
we actually
construction
fought
in
white people.
Jamaica. The
No,
Chinese are taking over your communities in Jamaica. What the hell are you
We
talking
actually
about,
fought
man? You
white
have no
people.
point. Stay
We
quiet,
actually
man.
fought white people. Unlike Cameroon, we actually fought white people in combat. I know you're from Cameroon. You know you're a little docile, so I understand. But coming from the diaspora, I think that's the only way we could save Africa. Because without us, I think Africa
No,
would
the
just go into pure
Africans really want
turmoil.
to save you guys. There is no way you can save Africa. You talking about it's like saying that you need to save your father. Your father have what it takes to save you. Africa is
Yeah,
huge, man.
well,
We are
Africa
one
never
point.
came to
Look,
save us.
Africans are the epitome of the
Well,
world. Even most
Africa,
places they look up to Africans. What the
Judah,
hell are you talking about saving Africa? You don't have that mindset to
Judah.
save
Your
Africa.
name is Judah, first of all. You don't even have an African name. Your name is Judah. Come on. You want me to take you
Oh,
serious? You don't even have an African name.
Judah Knight is a European name. Tell me.
Yeah, you're a Christian, probably you're a Bible believing African, and you
See
want
this guy.
me to take you serious.
Oh,
You're a
did you
Bible
just started
thumper.
coming to this panel?
But
You're a
hey,
Bible
hold on.
thumper, and you
You
want me to
should
Kwame,
take
dig
you
more
serious.
into Judaism, man.
Kwame.
I believe
Let
more
me
in the
ask you a
Come
Bantu
on,
question.
religion.
Let me ask him
listen,
a question. Let me ask you a
Afrodamus.
question.
The only way
Kwame.
Let me ask
Africa
you a
could be
question, bro.
saved if the diaspora
Kwame.
come back and colonize their mind
Hold
with
on,
Pan Africanism.
Kwame.
Let me ask you a
Otherwise,
question.
Africa is a dying continent.
Kwame. Judah is a. I think he's a Israelite also. He's not a.
Oh man, he's a Bible thumper. You want me to
No,
take him serious?
No, he's not. He's not. He got the Bantu Bible. Trust me.
This guy
Bantu
doesn't know who
Bible.
Jude is, man. A
Nah,
guy that is
nah.
speaking
Jude,
about religion, he's
hold
talking
on.
about
Did you
Kwame.
say
Bantu.
the
We the
Bantu
Bantu
Bible?
people have
Yeah,
our own
the
belief.
Bantu Bible.
Come
Yes.
on, Afrodamus.
Exactly,
This
Bantu
man mind
Cameroonian.
is
That's
colonized
the
already.
origin. That's the
Yeah.
origin of Bantu. What the hell you
Yeah.
talking about, man?
The
Yeah.
origin
Jude
of
is the
Bantu is in the Bible.
Jude,
Bro,
can you
I'm not
tell him
talking
about the
about the
Bantu
Bible.
Bible?
Yo, let me say
I'm
something real
talking
quick.
about
Yo,
the
Kwame.
Bantu script. You talking about the Bible? What has the Bible
Yeah,
have to do
the
with me?
script. Yeah, Jude doesn't believe in that stuff, Kwame.
Oh, he don't
Yo,
believe
yo,
Abraham and Moses and all that nonsense.
yo,
No,
yo,
he's the
Kwame.
Bantu.
Let me ask you a question,
He
bro. Let
got
me
the
ask you a question real
Bantu.
quick, bro.
He got the
Hold on.
Bantu book.
Afrodamus, hold on. Kwame, I want to know how come you don't ask for land appropriation from the British or also from like the Portuguese, since you said it's a two kind of two people trade deal. Why don't you ask them for land as well? Why do you got to come to Africa? I'd like
We
to
got
know.
land. We got land in the Caribbean. We want
No,
land in
no, no.
Africa now.
I said it. I said it from the Portuguese, from the British, from the Irish, from the people
We
that
don't
got
want to.
you.
We don't want land in Europe. We want land in Africa. That's the point.
But why? Wouldn't you rather live with the people who bought you instead of the people who sold you, like you said?
No, no. I want the
They
land
wanted
where
you
my
for a reason. They wanted
no
you
no
for
no
a
no. No.
reason.
Can I answer your question? I want the land where my ancestors were taken from, and I also want to colonize the people that sold my ancestors. So it's a two-part fault. Because without us, I don't think Africa could be saved. I
Hold
think
on,
if
hold
you
on. Let me thank Thank you. See what Jah wrote? This Almighty Bantu Bible. Yeah, Kwame, you don't know Judah. Judah is not into that
he's a
stuff.
pseudo. He's a
Yeah,
pseudo.
thank you, Jah. No,
I,
Kwame, you've met your match today. Okay, I'm telling you.
I don't think
hold
so.
on. You come up with all those books. Judah does not go by the Bible. He got the Bantu script. Just so you know. Go ahead.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Like I said, Aries, we don't want land in Portugal. We don't want land in Barcelona. We don't want land in none of those places. We want land out. We want the land our ancestors was taken and sold from. That's the land we want, and we also want to recolonize our African brothers' minds. Because without us, the tribalism is going to destroy Africa to the point where the Lebanese going to keep gaining more power. The Chinese going to gain more power. The Jews going to gain more power. The white man going to gain more power. And the only way to prevent that is the diaspora come back to Africa, colonize Africa with Pan-Africanism and
No,
save
no,
the
no, no,
day.
no. No. See what you're trying to do is you're trying to import the Western world on Africans. You're trying to basically impose Western values on Africans. Yes,
No, no, no,
tribalism is a
no,
thing, and
no.
then
The Western
hold on,
world has already been
hold on,
imposed on Africa.
Yeah,
hold on, hold on,
That's
no,
the
no,
not
Western
hold
world
on,
is already
that,
And
imposed
guess
on
no,
what,
no,
Africa.
no,
Gabby?
no, no,
This
no,
will
that's not
never
true. That's
work.
not true. That's not true. Africa is
What you
not
mean?
is no
Kwame,
Name
just
it.
because.
Kwame.
Hold on.
The
Let me talk.
Lebanese have power in Jamaica and the Chinese, the Indians. So what are you talking about?
But Afrodamas, you gotta
And by the
understand.
way, Lebanese are more, majority now they are like African. They've been there for generations.
Right.
They are Africans, literally.
Afrodamas, you gotta understand, and Musa tell you this too. Us as diasporan, especially us in the Caribbeans, we don't really care about them little islands. To us, that's where we was kidnapped to. That's why we're a majority outside of those islands. See, Africa is where we really want to be at. That's where we was taken from. That's where we was captured, put on slave
And
ships,
Kwame,
and
and Kwame, I told you several times, if you know your African ethnicity, then you should start from there. Like, why would you want to claim like other land that has nothing to do with your tribe?
well, Musa. Like I said, I understand your philosophy. You're more tribalistic. I'm more racist. I'm a racist African. That's
Yeah,
what I
but
am.
that's not
That's
how
not
it
gonna work
works.
in
I'm a
Africa,
proud
bro. That's
racist
not gonna
African,
work.
meaning that I don't like anybody that's not African or African descent. I feel
Well,
like
I'm
I feel
sorry
like
to
my
hurt your
race is
feelings, my
superior than
brother.
every
That's not
other
gonna
race.
work.
Okay, okay,
That
Kwame.
mindset will never work in
you,
Africa.
you see how hypocritical. You see how
Musa, I'm quite
hypocritical
sure
this
when the
guy is,
Christians
right?
came to Africa, they quite sure thought they couldn't
So
colonize Africa with Christianity.
You see how
Kwame.
he lives in the armpit of the YT people, and he's telling you that he doesn't like anybody apart African. That's to tell you how hypocritical most of these blacks
you're
are.
moving your
You know,
family and
they they
resources
they they
colonize
will never
areas.
go back. Let me finish. They
I
will
don't
never
understand
go
what you're
back.
saying.
You know, the white man is feeding them, giving them a good life, and they want to come here and tell you that, oh, this and that, this and that. But you tell them to move back, and they will never. You know, he probably do not live in the places where black
I mean,
people live.
I'm not gonna move
Right?
back to Makoko. I'm
It-
not gonna move back to Makoko. Of course
Well,
not.
what if your people are from Makoko?
I mean, I mean, they will.
What if they are from
you know, if
Makoko?
I mean, then
those,
we'll have to
let me
start
finish.
building the
Those of
infrastructure.
Huh?
But what I'm saying
bro,
is,
most of us that
we
like the
can't have
white people
Africans
so
run
much, we
around
stay in
with
America.
plates in their mouth and
One at a
bones in their
time,
nose no more. We gotta
One mic,
recolonize
guys.
them.
One mic.
one mic,
We
one mic.
can't have Africans with plates in their mouth and bones in their nose no more. We gotta go back with the teachings of
You want us to wear Air Force Ones and J's?
no.
Trolling.
We gotta go back with the philosophy of Amos Wilson, Marcus Garvey, W.E. Du
So
Bois.
so Africans put bones in their nose.
Yeah, East Africans. These Africans.
East Africans, which is
But we are not
which
East
one?
African, Kwame. God damn, man. What this guy, man?
Well, listen what I'm saying, right? We can't have Africans no more worshiping a god from Arabia, worshiping some zombie from Palestine, with a white man philosophy no
So are you
more.
gonna become a Bantu?
No, I'm a racist African. So that it don't matter if you're in a lot. You see how the white man have a philosophy. He don't care if you're Swedish. He don't care if you Latin, Germanic. As long as you white and you're European, he's for that.
So you want to
That's me.
copy the white man?
That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
Romania is
He
a
doesn't even
European
know.
country, and it's Romania is a
Afrodamus, the
white people
Listen,
same way
country,
you
bro.
think
all
America
them
is
Romania
whites are
heaven.
sucks.
on code.
Oh,
All them whites are on code when it comes to
wait,
Africa.
wait,
You don't see the United States beefing
Afrodamus,
with France.
you think
You don't
America is
see the
heaven.
United States beefing with
What?
France
No, no, no,
over
no. The
resources.
What
All
did you
on
say,
Europeans.
code.
No,
Kwame?
hold on. Europeans are not united. They're only united in trade. They're not
These
united.
They're
They
all
people
don't.
don't even
united.
under. Do you guys not
They
see
don't even speak the same
Europeans going?
language.
They're literally going to war with each other. Do
They're
you guys not
united in
see this?
imperialism, though, Afrodamus. That was my point.
That was years ago. Okay. But
Germany is not
Afrodamus,
related
Europeans,
to a French
Europeans, they
person.
are literally fighting. Don't you see them even fighting each other over African resources? They're not united like that. They're
they're
going at
united
it.
on the EU, NATO.
Nah,
No,
look, they're not. Look, I get what you guys are saying. Like in 1884, yes, they came together so they wouldn't fight each other. But it ain't so, man. That's not how things are
yeah,
working.
they're not
What do you?
related at
Afrodamus, the
all.
same way you
You
think
don't.
America is heaven, I could learn some things from the white
What?
man and implement it
Yeah,
into my.
just like Kwame, you think America is heaven too. It's okay
No, I
to
don't think
admit it.
America. I think Africa is heaven. I
Oh
think
yeah,
Africa is
that's
No,
why
the
you
that's
don't.
why you live over there, huh?
like Dennis Brown says, Africa
Hold
is the
on,
promised
Kwame.
land. You ever heard
Kwame,
of the
yeah.
promised land?
Is
I
that
think
is
Africa
that
is the promised land.
yeah, I'm sure. Is that why you live in Africa right now, Kwame?
Afrodamus, you don't
No,
think
I'm
that.
strategizing before I go conquer Africa. I'm strategizing right now before we
Cam,
put.
Cam, what did you say?
I said you don't think that United States intervention in Nigeria has anything to do with what's going on with Benin and France right now? You don't think that's all working together hand
Well,
in hand?
look, here's the thing.
So, but
Nigeria,
you just said
Nigeria is
respectfully,
working.
you just
Hold up,
stated that they don't
Cam.
work together.
Nigeria is working with France against those other countries. What about that? The AES. You're familiar with AES,
Yes.
Burkina Faso? Okay. So, think about this. Those people kicked the French out. The French were the ones oppressing them. Why is Nigeria working with them? You see? What do you
I
make
would
of that?
I would argue that's United States intervention.
The United States have nothing to do with this, sir.
What do you
You
mean
know,
they have nothing to do with that? The
it's
United States just
Nigeria
said they
working
believe.
directly. Hold on, Nigeria is working directly with France. Did you miss the part where I gave all the synopsis about it?
I did. I did.
That's what's going on. Yeah, that's what's literally going on. So
Wait, Musa, you think I'm trolling? Musa? I see you in the chat agreeing with this with this person in the chat. You think I'm trolling, Musa?
Listen, Kwame, man, your rhetoric, man, has no bound, man. I don't know sometimes if you are trolling or sometimes you are being real or realistic. I don't know, man.
Wait, Musa. What part of my theory you don't agree with?
So Kwame, what you?
I mean,
so
for you
Kwame,
to
do you
say that
think you're stronger than the French?
diaspora to conquer Africa, that would never work, man. Like with what? How are you gonna conquer Africa? With what population?
Yeah.
Come
And
on,
what
Beef
army?
patties and jerk chicken.
You see that
Oh,
when
they
I
got
start
jokes.
talking about if I
They
paint
got
my
jokes.
body white with blue contacts, y'all gonna say
You
I'm
already-
trolling.
You already said that.
Yeah, but I'm not trolling
Okay,
about
Kwame, like you said, you don't you talked about the Lebanese, right? There are Lebanese in these countries. They've been there, for generations and generations.
right.
So okay, they are more
I'm gonna tell
African than
you
you.
how we could come.
Hold
We're
on.
just gonna run the same playbook at everybody else with Africa.
Hold on, they're more African than you. They speak the language. I mean, they're
Right.
pretty much, part of the different countries. So like you show up, you and those people, who do you think is more African?
We're more African, and
How are
we're
you
just
more
gonna.
African? How are you more African than people
Well,
who've been there for generations?
my DNA and my haplogroup on both
Um,
sides, L3 and E1B1A. So
some of
I'm
them
more
are in.
African.
Some of them are in office.
Right.
They are part of the. They are part of
And
the
that's the problem.
fabric.
And Afrodamas, that's the problem right there.
How is that a
And to
problem
reply,
if the person is born and raised there, their father is born there, their grandfather, like, how are you gonna tell them they are not from there?
This is where
we're not gonna tell them. We're gonna force them out.
To speak up though, because are the Syrians that have invaded the Haitian government more Haitian than the Haitians that are there? Like, what is that argument? I don't understand.
Yeah,
Because
he got you right there, Musa.
No, what he's
Musa, you
saying
done
is,
right there, Musa.
hold on, are you
Musa, where
talking
you
about
at, bro?
nationality?
Yeah,
nationality.
Musa done right there. Cam, you got him.
No. The Lebanese in Africa are not the same Lebanese in Lebanon. That's what he's trying to say. They're culturally different. They're more culturally
Right.
African than they are Lebanese in Lebanon.
So
Exactly. That's the point.
by that standard, then Musa, you can no longer say the Syrians or the Lebanese in Haiti are not Haitian. You can't by that standard.
Yo, Kwame, I've never said that they are Haitian by nationality. I mean,
And culturally,
I've never heard
all of you
Musa.
guys can
I've
be
never
Haitian
heard Musa
by
say they are not.
It's not an ethnicity; it's a nationality, man.
That's
Yeah, he's
being
never said that.
disingenuous. So Afrodamus
Come on,
is not saying.
Cam. He's
Go ahead,
never.
Afrodamus.
Cam. He did not say. He never said they were not Haitians. He never
But what
said
you're
that.
implying is he
You're
just tried to.
talking about Princip. Princip was the one telling you that.
That's
No,
Princip,
that was
man.
Musa. But what I'm saying is you're trying to divide it now.
That was not
What
me,
I'm
man.
saying,
That's Princip, man. I don't have that mentality. I'm not racist like that, bro.
He's trying to separate ethnicity now. That was
No.
what you.
Okay, what I'm saying is, Cam.
That wasn't what you were implying.
For example, like Cam, right?
Culturally and ethnically, that the Armenians, whoever you just said, were African, implying
Cam. For example, right?
As African as them, as the Lebanese people.
Hold on, Cam. Those people from there, right?
To Haiti.
Hold on, Cam. Those people, they've been there generations. They don't. It's not the same. Like those, I know some of them. They don't even like the new Lebanese that come there or Syrian. They don't even mingle with those people. It's not even. They are like part of. They're African. I don't know if you get it. Some of these guys, their grandfathers, they've been there. like their parents, they were born there. So the only thing, some of it's just skin color, that's it. But they are more African now. They
And
don't
and
they don't
Afrodamus,
mingle with
the
like the new
Syrian,
people from there
Afrodamus,
because
Afrodamus,
it
Syrian and
sound
the
like I'm
Lebanese,
right.
Haiti, they don't even speak. They don't even speak Syrian or they don't even
exactly.
speak Arabic. Like
Yeah,
they speak Haitian Creole. So they speak strictly Haitian Creole. They don't even speak Arabic.
yeah,
Exactly.
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Nah,
They
Hold on.
just
it sound
identify
like
themselves with their
y'all
ethnic
trying to
group.
say I'm right because I'm basically you're right because you say you're right. Now because Lebanese apply to this argument, then we can't go back to the Syrian argument. It's 2025, so that means someone that's originally from Assyria or Syria, and their great grandfather could have been born in Haiti, but because they're not racially
Cam,
Haitian, they're not
Cam,
Haitian. So it's like you're
Cam.
right because you say you're right.
Boas? Do you think the
There's
Boas
no
in
such
South
thing as
Africa,
racially
right?
Haitian.
Do you
There's
think the
no such thing
Boas?
as racially Haitian, brother. I'm sorry to break your heart. There's no such thing as racially Haitian. Yes, majority of Haitians are of African descent, but but they don't identify themselves like, we all Haitians supposed to be black. They don't ever say that. They're only saying that, man, like, okay, you from Haiti, you are Haitian. It doesn't
They
matter
say
like
that, yeah.
if you are so-called
So
Outside
black
the
do
or
the
outside
so-called white or
outside the
so-called
Lebanese
country,
Mexican.
people
outside the
identify
out.
as black?
Hold on.
Do the Lebanese people there identify as black racially?
No,
Outside the,
No,
Lebanese.
I don't know.
they
Okay,
don't.
Look.
They
okay. So
identify
there you
themselves
go.
by
Yeah,
their
yeah,
ethnicity,
but
but they are Haitian
they
by
do.
nationality.
No, no,
Yeah, they do. They identify
we're
outside
speaking
the
on the
country. When they're
Lebanese
outside the
people now,
country, they'll
Musa.
say
No,
they're Haitian.
well, it depends if they are like, let's say,
If there
if they are mixed,
any documents,
like if they are because there is intermarriage, if they are mixed. But yeah, I mean, they still are their ethnic group as Lebanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they're
They
not.
don't mix. They don't mix. They don't mix Afrodamis. Like they stay within themselves. Like they barely mix. But what I'm saying is that they still identify themselves with Syrian and Lebanese or Palestinian or Jewish or wherever they came from. But what I'm trying to imply is that they no longer speak that language. They speak strictly Haitian Creole, but they don't mix with the mass population who are of African descent. That's what I'm saying. But they are still Haitian.
basically, you're saying that they're like African Americans, right? They're from Africa, but they identify with American customs and culture. They don't speak the African languages no more. So, but they're still African, but they're just like Americans now. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, so something like that, man. Yeah, something like that. But what I'm saying is that, like they are still Syrian or Lebanese. They just practice. They just identify themselves as Haitian, being their nationality, and they speak like Haitian Creole, broken French language. Yeah. Mm,
Exactly. All right, guys, let's do our closing statements. We'll have to, you know, do this again. And I'm glad that Kwame finally met Jude, because you know, Jude, are you like a Black Bantu Israelite? Like,
Oh no,
oh, you unmute yourself.
oh no, I'm not an Israelite, man. I'm not.
Yeah,
We are.
because
So the Bantu.
I've seen some Cameroonian Israelites online.
No. The Bantu expansion is something that started. We were the one that started the Bantu expansion in Cameroon.
You see,
Um,
Judah, I'm glad you bringing this up because see, Kwame is not even hip to the Bantu thing. He thinks all Africans are Bantus. Can you teach
oh
him?
no. You cannot mingle
When
the
did I say every
Somalians.
African is Bantu?
You cannot. I mean, even us the Bantu, we dislike certain people because they are
And
not.
Judah, and you know that Judah, Judah, am I a Bantu?
No, no, you're
Yeah,
not a
I'm
Bantu.
not exactly, but see, there's
You know,
some of these guys. They're like Bantu Babel. They don't. I'm not a Bantu.
they don't know what Bantu is. Most of these guys make generalized statement and just put everyone in the same box and paint them the same color, which is not. I mean, I will never let people come into my zone and tell me who I am. But Bantus we are different. So, and 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 we take pride of who we are, and we have our own religion because we believe that our script was what was stolen by the other people, and they edited and put pen their own history in those scripts and gave it to these guys that they claim that what they are consuming nowadays, calling it the Bible. So they believe in that, but we don't believe in that book because that story that is in that book pertains to the Bantus. But this is the thing, right? As an African person, um, if you are not
Man, just
African,
say you believe in the Bible. All this word semantics and word salad. Just say you believe in the Bible,
but I don't
so we
believe
could
in the
just call
Bible.
you out for
Most
your pseudo
we don't
nonsense.
believe,
Just
bro.
say you
We
believe in the
don't be,
Bible, so we could call you out for your pseudo
The
nonsense.
Bible, bro. The Bible was given to you guys, it's not to us Africans. That Bible we founded that Bible. We wrote those script.
What
We
script?
have our
What
own.
name the Bantu script?
Bro, go do your findings. I'm not gonna give you education. I'm not gonna teach you on live stream.
You
What
see,
I'm saying? Go and
Afrodamas,
do
when
your
they can't
findings and
answer the
come back.
question, they say go do your own research.
Go do your own
That's a
research and
cop
come.
out, meaning that
Uh,
I have no
I'm not
evidence
tired.
for it.
My man, shut up and stay the F out. Hold on, let me finish. All right. When you see people like these guys that were sold as slaves coming back to dictate on Africans, it's really myopic. I mean, come on. Someone that send you out, sold you. I mean, I'm your master. We sell you out because we did not need you at that particular point in time to go somewhere, and you are telling us you want to come and colonize. I mean, instead of you colonizing, maybe the white man will probably colonize Africa before you do, because you don't have that power to. But Afridemos, thank you for letting me in. I'll come here once in a while because I'm too busy. You know, there are things that I'm doing back home, but yeah, keep doing what you're
Yeah,
doing.
but
You've
if
been
you're suggesting Trump drop bombs, wouldn't that mess up your program?
Yeah, and then we can build things from scratch, right? A bomb was dropped in Japan, in two major cities,
So
Nagasaki,
you want him to reduce the
uh,
population?
Nagasaki and Hiroshima. When I tell you right now, when you see the children of Ethiopians with their big belly and skinny legs and skinny hands, right? It tells you that these people are suffering from famine. Now you cannot let in philosophy. There was a book. I think we read a book in philosophy back in the days. It says that if a person is sick and he is laying on his bed, it's better for you to take his life than for him to stay alive and suffer. You know what I mean? Africans are alive, but they are suffering because of famine and overpopulation. So it's better to take away these people's life so they can go healthy when they die, instead of suffering and spend their whole life on earth, their blood drain out, and then they die. And then it just makes no sense. So yes,
Thank you,
we
Junior.
need to reduce that population, because if there's an increase in population and this food is not able to satisfy these people, and then it's gonna cause problem. So we have to have more food than population, than to have more many people, and have less food. So that is a
Thank
problem.
you.
And
Thank you,
yeah,
Judah. That was
but
Judah.
Afidemos, thank you so much. You have been on your stream. You keep going.
My
You
time
come
is
in. We
pseudo
get
land is
tired.
playing. God damn.
Thank you,
All
Hold
Judah.
this
on,
pseudo
man.
babble.
Bro. I have more priority on this planet than you do, so you should stay quiet. You know. Afidemos, keep doing what you're doing. You've been on, I don't know how many years, but you stay kicking it. And yeah, Do not let any FBA come down here and tell you who the fuck you are, because you're a grown man. You know where you're coming from. You have a land. You have a place where you can go and run things. These guys are living under the umbrella of the white man, kicking them around and telling them where to go and where not to go. Right? That's why they are finding a safe haven in Africa. But we get that. But
Shit, everybody got a safe haven in
Africans
Africa.
are the
Everybody.
epitome. Africans are the epitome of the world. People look up to Africans. Africans do not look up to other
Man,
people.
everybody look
And
at
that's it.
Africans as docile
Thank you,
slaves.
Jada.
Ain't nobody scared of no
Afternoons,
Africans,
thank you.
man.
Thank you.
Man, ain't nobody scared of no Africans. It's my turn, right? Afrodamus?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, man, the only way we gonna save that giant continent from them deleting each other and giving all the resources to every European or Asian power in existence is if we go back to Africa and colonize their brain. When you have people, you know, eating each other, putting plates in their mouth in 2025, no serious Pan Africanism unless they're under the god of us. We have to be the saviors of Africa. From East Africa to West Africa, you see nothing but tribal wars. Every fraction of Africa trying to break away from a country or something. So we have to go back to Africa with an iron fist, or if we can't inject our philosophy of Pan Africanism that I see the AES is now following. So we'll just have to leave them alone for a little bit. But I think we could go to Nigeria and conquer Lagos and then move up to Abuja, and then Ghana. If they make some concession, we'll leave them alone. But Senegal, we'll definitely have to take Senegal, Namibia,
And
South
Gambia.
Africa for sure, Botswana, Mozambique for sure, and make our way up the Nile River and just conquer each one of these countries. If it get too rough, we might have to paint our bodies in white and then put
Mhm.
on a blonde wig with some blue contacts, and then maybe we could, you know, disguise ourselves. But I think the only way we'll save Africa through Pan Africanism. Tribalism haven't worked; it'll never work, and it's destroying Africa. And we have to put on our Superman cape, our red, black, and green Superman cape, where and save Africa. That's the only
Thank
way.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alpha Thomas.
All right. Go ahead, Cam.
I just basically approve of the message that Kwame just put out. It's been an honor to be on your panel again, Afrodamus, and peace and blessings to everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cam. All right, Aries, go ahead. Aries, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Go ahead, Musa.
Yeah, I think Aries wants to go maybe after me or last, but after Damas, I wanted to say this to you. What Kwame is talking is just a bunch of nonsense. It's not meant to take him serious. He's talking about like that he's gonna paint himself white,
White.
blonde
Yeah.
wig, and with blue eye contacts on, whatever he just said. But in some African society, like they view like people with pale skin as foul spirit, as evil spirit, and they would kill you like if you have like pale skin. In certain African society, like white people are not welcome. Like people that call themselves white with pale skin, they are not welcome. So if he thinks that African people worship white people, like man, he's in for a wood awakening. There's no, I have yet to see like African people who worship white people. Yes, they would be thankful for what white people have helped them, but they don't really worship white people like that. You know, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to say about that. And other than that, Afterdamus, great show, man. I'm looking forward for your next show. And yeah,
Absolutely.
and shout out to the panelists and St. James and Aries. Peace out, guys, and thank you, Afterdamus.
Thank you, Musa. All right. St. James, closing statement. St. James, are you there? Oh, St. James probably passed out. All right. Aries, closing statement. Aries, unmute your mic. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm not sure, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you for joining me, and I'll definitely see you guys on the next one. I'm out.
Lend thy ears to the Afredamus. Pay attention to the Afredamus. The true Soninke warrior. Natural is his intelligence. As a true professor, solution to brainwash diseases. Sit back, relax, and hear the wisdom. Afredamus will heal your minds. Sit back, reflect, you'll find no objection. Afredamus will clear your doubts here. Always log on to the Afredamus. Lend thy ears to the Afredamus. Is the truth and no doubt the Soninke warrior.